God. Oh no. Here we go. Wait. Hold up. Wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. I was washing dishes. Now I'm talking politicians. I was washing dishes. Now I'm talking politicians. Do we cancel Kyle Kalinske? What? For what? Do we cancel Kyle Kalinske? Why are we canceling Kyle Kalinske? What did he do? What did Kyle Kalinske do? Dems bad. Dems bad. Dems bad. Yeah, Dems are bad sometimes. I don't care about the criticisms. I care about the weak, ineffective way they do the criticisms. Obviously, because the like Slotkin is terrible. I don't like her, but she wins, and you need to work with her. They don't like Zoran. They don't need to, but they need to work with him, and to work with his voters. So. What the heck is that, dude? Here, go higher. Are my lips less pink today, or are they the same pink? I tried making them less pink for all the homosexual MAGA supporters who watch. Okay, before I get calls, let's do some... I have one video to watch from a few days ago. Cool. Aye. I've talked about this before, but AOC and Zoran Mamdani, these populist left candidates, get a lot of crossover voters from the Trump coalition, the populist voters that respond to anti-establishment messaging, okay? And this person on CNN, I saw like 1 minute of it. I wanted to watch it on stream. This person voted for Zoran Mamdani and Donald Trump.
Zoran Mamdani's win in the Democratic primary for New York mayor shocked the Democratic establishment. He did this with a seemingly contradictory coalition. Immigrant neighborhoods that trended sharply to the right in 2024, plus young people who are so lefty, their neighborhoods have been nicknamed the Commie Corridor.
You need to really look at Bernie's numbers in 2016 and 2020. Bernie did terrible with black voters, but with white voters and Hispanic voters, the two demographics Democrats really need, Bernie did terribly. So you got to remember different coalitions that like Bernie did well with. So like there's some black and brown voters. It really depends.
Some areas.
Did my voice just crack? Did my voice just do a Hunter Biden voice crack? Hunter Biden cooking crack?
In the Brighton Beach neighborhood shifted to
Shout
Trump by
Hunter
20
Biden,
points
dude.
or more in 2024.
Good interviews coming
We
out
visited
recently.
a precinct that shifted 25 points towards Trump, yet voted for Mamdani by nearly 50 points. The first time we went to Brighton Beach, we kept striking out.
No, okay.
Often because of the language barrier.
Who did you vote for mayor?
Mayor?
Yeah.
I like
Eric
Addy?
Adams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eric Adams.
So then we went back with someone who could be our guide, Asad Dandia, a Muslim activist. He says it was the large Pakistani population here, not the Russians that the neighborhood is usually associated with, who turned out for
Russians?
Mamdani.
So check it out. Vote for Zoran Mamdani, and there's an American flag behind it.
Do you think they talked to us about him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dandia helped by translating from Urdu.
Did you vote for Zoran Mamdani?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's a nice guy and everybody like. So इसने काफ़ी चीज़ें उसने सब दसी यानी कि बस दी ट्रांसमिशन
I'll translate.
grocery and rent freezer.
So he says things that resonated with him were the free buses, municipal groceries, and the rent freeze.
Who did you vote for?
I'm really becoming more radical when it comes to languages in America. Like if you need to make English the official language and force immigrants to learn it if they want to move here. I'm against doing that, of course, but I was thinking about like modern technology in 2025. And if you're like a person who can upload your ID to gamble away your entire life savings on FanDuel on your phone, you have a good enough understanding of technology to use a translator app. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Trump. Yeah, so Trump, Mamdani.
Trump is basically अपनी country के लिए बहुत अच्छा सोचता है. उसकी thinking बड़ी अच्छी है. कारोबारी business लिहाज के लिए बहुत अच्छा वो सोचता है.
Okay, so he said he supported and voted for Trump because Trump is very conscious about his country.
Yes.
He's a very good business-oriented man.
He loves us.
And he wants to take immigrants. Trap मतलब क्या?
जो मतलब के जो corrupt लोग हैं.
He wants to take corruption out of the system.
Are you worried at all that Trump and Mamdani will fight?
Okay, so he says he has faith that the two of them are going to kind of move the country in a good direction.
Zunera Ahmed
Yeah,
is
but remember, a lot of voters really don't know what's going on when it comes to Trump and corruption.
from South Brooklyn and works in city Democratic politics.
Tell me about the Trump to Mamdani voter.
Yeah, I mean, I think Southern Brooklyn, you'll find them all over the place. What both campaigns did successfully was they reached out to the voters. I was with voters on election day, and when asking Pakistani voters how they're voting, many of them said Trump. And a lot of them said because during the Trump campaign, they spoke about
Anti-war?
former Prime Minister Imran Khan and things that were happening in Pakistan. They just weren't hearing that from other
Trump
campaigns.
spoke about
Do you
that?
think there's a connection in both Trump and
Or
Mamdani
someone
talking
that
about
worked with Trump?
affordability or grocery prices?
You know, there's a connection in terms of they're talking about it, but the Mamdani campaign has put out proposals that people can really grasp.
A moment from the primary debate went viral. The candidates were asked where their first trip abroad would be, and many said Israel, but Mamdani did not.
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
People told us that they liked that
How dare you stay in New York City, bro? How dare
Mamdani said
you?
he would focus on New York.
How do they talk about Mamdani getting a majority of Jewish voters in New York City? How do they talk about that? Do they just not care what Jewish people think when they say everything's anti-Semitic? I saw some interviews where a Jewish person will talk to someone who's not Jewish, okay? And the non-Jewish person will tell the Jewish person what anti-Semitism means because the Jewish person is pro-Palestine, for example, or just like anti-Netanyahu at the bare minimum. So like that happens a lot now. It's just really interesting to see how they categorize that and the polling numbers. And Cuomo, his own internal numbers said that he lost Jewish voters in New York City, but they still called Mamdani anti-Semitic. But to many voters, you know, being anti-Israel does not mean anti-Semitism, although the right wing, the young right wing in America, like the Charlie Kirk TPUSA, the members of that org that Charlie Kirk hates because he gets money from lobbyists who are very pro-Israel for his organization, many of those people are actually anti-Semitic, but many pro-Palestine people are not anti-Semitic. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, definitely anti-Semitic, but like Ilhan Omar, not anti-Semitic. But they'll slander and try to make it seem like that to dissuade people from being pro, or at least, you know, being pro-Palestine or anti-Israel.
Instead of making a bigger statement about foreign policy he can't control.
It was just such a stark contrast between him and not just the other candidates on the stage, but maybe the traditional Democratic Party line.
Yeah, it's like the white liberals that tell black people what racism actually is, you know? The white liberals that tell black people what they're allowed to vote for and what they're not allowed to vote for. When a lot of white progressives talk about the crime bill Biden voted for, and they're like, I don't care if a majority of black voters voted for it. They voted for a racist policy. It's like, okay, if you want to ignore the lived experience of every single person you disagree with and tell them what racism means, tell a black person what racism means to them or what it should mean as a white liberal, that is stupid. Also, telling a Jewish person that their definition of anti-Semitism is wrong as a non-Jewish person is crazy.
In New York City and potentially nationally, countless people outside of New York said to me, what on earth does this have to do with running the New York City government?
It reminded me of the time during the 2016 presidential election when Donald Trump was debating Jeb Bush and he called the Iraq War a big fat mistake.
Right.
He gets booed in the room. Traditional Republicans think he's done.
Right.
But a lot of people saw that and were like, wow, finally someone who says what I think.
That's an excellent comparison. But I think in some respects, the disconnect kind of between the party establishment and the voting base that Trump exposed in 2016 is reminiscent of the one that Zohran Mamdani exposed in 2025.
I mean, the voters that are more low information, that don't watch politics a lot, they voted for Trump more this election because the anti-establishment message really appeals to them. It's a fun narrative. It's a, you know, there are true elements to it, of course, but people like Trump can lie their asses off about it and be convincing and entertaining, and voters will think he's anti-corruption. But you'll see like Elizabeth Warren, and they'll laugh at Elizabeth Warren for being cringe and liberal and a woman and being a nerdy professor when she actually has passed laws that are anti-corruption in Congress. Like the post-2008 Wall Street reforms that we did was, you know, largely pushed by Elizabeth Warren and people like her. But many people that support Trump would say Elizabeth Warren is terrible, evil, communist, blah, blah, blah. But they think Trump is anti-corruption, Epstein's best friend. So, like, it's just kind of crazy.
Another major part of Mamdani's coalition are voters that live in a string of neighborhoods that political writer Michael Lang calls the Commie Corridor. Many younger college-educated people live here.
Cool.
These neighborhoods voted overwhelmingly for Kamala Harris and then voted for Mamdani by huge margins. In some precincts, by 9-1.
Commie Corridor is not an insult.
Not an insult at all.
Are the young people in the Commie Corridor angry at the Democratic establishment?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because kind of for their entire adult life, that party establishment has not really been delivering for them. That American dream of previous generations of being able to like have children in a city, right? Be able to buy a home at a reasonable interest rate, just feel increasingly out of reach.
Do you think there's a anger at the Democratic establishment for not doing more to fight Trump or fix affordability or whatever?
Yeah, I do. I think that like you see a lot of people who are kind of on the right side of the Democratic Party puppeting or saying what people on the far right are saying, and I think that they're not appealing to me.
It is true. Like Alyssa Slotkin, I saw her on an interview, and she said, like, oh, we can't just have everything for free. I don't like Mamdani, and I'm not a socialist because everything can't be for free. It just, the left wing in America uses right wing framing, but the right wings, they think they're under attack. Like the right wing owns and dominates media. The right wing dominates all political media, but the left wing dominates more cultural media. But the right wing gets mad when they see a gay, black, trans person in a movie. So they don't, they think that they're under attack. Man, it's so crazy.
I feel anger with a lot that's going on in our government right now. Just even in the sense of there's a lot of corruption, and people who are claiming to be Democratic candidates don't necessarily have views that really line up with what I support or what I think the general people even support.
What do you think? There's sort of this idea among like the older Democratic generations that the kids are too far left.
I think we need somebody that can really stand up to like all the old guard in our politics right now, and I'm inspired by it.
The old guard in our politics, true. I mean, some politicians are just good for motivation. Is there a horizontal version? I post horizontal videos after I'm done streaming, but I'm a glorified TikTok streamer on YouTube, so I will have a horizontal stream for channel members eventually, but I'm stuck like this right now. I'm a loser. What can I say? What can I say? Cam research going spicy with the insults about the Trumpism. Mamdani is a threat to my constituents. True. Trump could get burned by a conspiracy theory. Do people know that Epstein is fake? What's an easier lie for MAGA to handle? That Epstein and all the scandals are fake and everything Trump said is a lie, or that Trump is actually a predator who trafficked kids with Epstein? Which lie do you think they want to believe more? You could already guess he was involved with Epstein somehow, dude. Bernie's thoughts on the Epstein files. Bernie talked about the Epstein files.
Thanks very much for joining me.
A week ago.
Let me be frank. I have no idea what is in the Epstein files.
True.
Who was in the Epstein files.
True.
Or whether or not these files actually even exist. But
who cares? We're going to make sure Trump is held accountable no matter what, because he talked about it.
I do know.
It's his game.
Jeffrey
it's his
Epstein
toy.
Was an extremely
He's got to put it away.
Who hung out with some of the wealthiest and most powerful people in our country and the world,
Very
including
true.
Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, multiple billionaires, and Donald Trump. And this
Donald Trump ran a child collection service at Mar-a-Lago for Ghislaine Maxwell to recruit girls for the pyramid trafficking scheme. Trump knowingly did that. Trump admitted just this week that the reason he kicked Epstein out was not because of what Epstein was doing, but because Epstein was poaching workers from Trump. And the workers that Epstein stole from Trump happened to be underage girls. It's just like, it's such a crazy thing, bro. It's such a crazy timeline.
I also know, during his presidential campaign, Donald Trump said very clearly that he would release the Epstein files. My response, Mr. President, do it. Do what you promised the American people you would do, and stop trying to deflect attention away from what you promised.
True.
Be transparent the way you
be a transparent. Have a kid and be trans. Be
promised
transparent.
you would be. Tell the truth. Like
Tell
you
the
promised.
truth. Just
Because
like you
hiding
promised.
whatever he's
Please.
hiding with the Epstein files is
Don't
not
hide
the
it
first
anymore.
time, to say the least,
I guess.
that he has lied to the
Who
American
really knows
people.
anything?
He
Everything
promised
is
that his
crazy.
big, beautiful bill wouldn't touch
More
Medicaid.
like big, beautiful bullshit.
Instead, the bill is going to take away Medicaid
Big
from
bumbling
17
bullshit.
million Americans. Why is he slashing Medicaid? So he can
'Cause he's
give
cringe.
$1 trillion in tax breaks to the top 1%.
'Cause he's
and
super
$900
cringe.
billion in tax breaks to the corporate world. In other words, he is making his very rich friends much richer while making life harder for working families. But that is not all. Trump is attacking every single day the very foundations of American democracy. He is usurping the responsibilities of Congress and is illegally refusing to allocate the money that Congress appropriated for education, housing, and other basic needs.
I don't think people care about laws anymore, I'll be honest. I have no evidence people care about laws. No evidence at all that people care about law and order. Law and order.
Hello?
Hi, this is the politics thing on YouTube that you called.
Oh, yeah. No, dial tone when I tried to call first, and I'm just scrolling through shit. So, what's up, man?
Yeah, it happens. Nothing's happening. How are you?
Not too bad. You're talking about Trump and things. I hear you on Bernie Sanders and things like that.
Yeah, Trump's really cringe.
I don't think so. Not bad, in my opinion.
You know what's really cringe? He lies about his height, number one. Do you think that's cringe?
I don't really care.
So he's like he's around 5'9", 5'10", but he says he's 6'3". Do you know people who would lie about a height that much that are secure, normal people?
Yeah, I don't really care. Man, I'm from the Midwest. Where are you from?
I'm from the Appalachian Mountains of Pennsylvania.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't look like a guy, but I mean, you could be. What do you do for a living?
Eastern European descent. Eastern European. Polish, Ukrainian,
Okay.
all that shit. All that shit. Italian.
Yeah.
You don't know shit about Appalachia and the immigrants that moved in to run this country and our energy system.
No,
and the coal
but I
mines,
do know about
ya?
the ones that moved into Missouri. I do know about those ones.
What immigrant groups were there?
The Polish.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know who hated the Polish?
Yugoslavian, the fucking goddamn Slavics, the Croatians.
Well, the Protestant Christian nationalists hated the Polish. They wanted to make America only speak English to reject Catholics from America.
Yeah.
And
We
Irish
were
Catholics
Catholic
and Roman
Polish.
Catholics.
We were called. I'm third generation in Missouri, so I
Nice.
understand the immigrant debate is kind of a different deal. But
I love immigrants.
I've never done this before. So I decided to call you. I mean, I usually watch Battlefront video game shit, and I'm a little older and I've been through some shit. But the immigration deals, yeah. But about Trump though, I think that was the crux of and the Epstein files.
Okay, what about Epstein?
I think that's what I think. No, I mean, what about it?
Why is Trump so scared?
I don't think it's him that's scared. He was the outsider that came in. In my, I mean, you say what you want, but that was kind of he was the outsider that came in. I mean, I've known politics for a while. The first I ever voted for was Trump. I'm 39 years old, so I mean,
He seems like an
politics for quite a
insider.
while.
I mean, Trump was best friends with Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, well,
So
you
he
need
seems like an
rich people
insider.
you need rich people for politics.
Well, no, Trump has only
Same with
helped the
business.
rich and powerful, and right now Trump is blocking the Epstein files and hiding them. So
I don't think he's hiding them.
then why is Trump saying, "Who even cares about the Epstein file? Let's not talk about it anymore. Let's block the files"? Why is Trump
I
saying?
think that
Why
was
did the
news.
Republicans shut down Congress?
I've never. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Republicans shut down Congress to avoid voting on the Epstein files. Republicans shut down Congress and said they had to protect Trump and run cover for him.
Literally, it's politics, man. It's so stupid.
But
Like,
shouldn't it be good politics to release them? Why are they hiding and making it look super
No.
suspicious?
Have you ever met a lawyer?
Donald Trump has done more illegal activities this administration than any president in American history. They don't care about laws. They would release the files if they wanted to.
No. Have you ever met a lawyer?
Yes.
They don't get a bed for $250 an hour.
You realize that
Correct.
Trump's DOJ could release this stuff right away if they wanted to. They could just release information if they wanted to, but
Yeah,
they're blocking
They
it.
could tell us about World War II. They can tell us about all.
No,
kinds
I'm
of
saying
shit,
like
but
when they
won't
asked Trump
do
about
it.
Epstein
I mean,
and he says we should not talk about Epstein, when Trump says, he wishes
he
Ghislaine
did
Maxwell
say
well,
that. I was
what
not
did
happy
Trump
with
do
that.
with Epstein?
Actually,
Why was Trump so involved with Epstein?
That's
Why
the
did
only
Epstein
reason
get so
why I
many girls
called
from
in,
Trump's?
because I agree with
Trump
what you just said
Trump
right there.
Trump
I do
pretty much
agree
gave
with that.
Epstein girls. They traded girls with each other. We don't know if Trump was involved in the underage girls. He probably was, judging by how scared he looks.
No. It's
But
very fair. What you're saying is very fair. Very fair. But I mean, like I don't know. I kind of take it as I know what they do. We've always known what they do. My parents, my grandparents, they've always we've always been the middle class that kind of like. That's the reason why they can just take taxes from us, things like that. They don't have to tell us the truth. None of them did. But he's still
I thought
the
Trump was an
outsider.
outsider. I thought he was an outsider. I thought he was going to come break the
That's what I
system.
just said.
He
That's
was
what I
president
just
for
said.
4 years already, though. He was president, right, for 4 years.
It's so different from like the Clintons, the Bushes.
No, but he was
I mean,
president. Now
any
he's
of-
president again. Trump has Dick
Again.
Cheney's staff as his advising people for foreign conflicts in the State Department. He does. He literally.
I'm not a Rhino. I don't like.
Mike Waltz was literally a Cheney higher up, a warmonger, as Trump said he was against that. Trump has launched more airstrikes 6 months into his presidency than Biden launched in all 4 years.
I think it was minuscule. I mean, very minuscule compared to what I've seen since 2008, things like that. I mean, 9/11. Very.
Okay, compared to Biden, Trump in 6 months has shot more missiles at people than Biden did in 4 years. Trump has already beat Biden in war.
What missiles?
What do you mean,
I
what
wanna know which
missiles?
ones. I need to know details.
What do you mean, what missiles?
Yeah, I mean, was it the October 8th deal or what? I mean, the Iran deal. Yeah, that just happened not recently.
Well, he broke the Iran deal, but he did bomb Iran. He did do that. He's been
Yes, he
striking
did.
Yemen
Yep.
multiple times.
Yep.
He's been supporting Israel, striking Syria, and striking
We've always
Gaza.
supported Israel, so I completely cancel
But
that
Trump was
out.
supposed to be
they're even making
different.
hate
Trump
speech laws,
increased.
which I
Trump
disagree
increased.
with that.
Okay, did Biden
100%.
strike Iran?
I'm not
Did
on that
Biden
board.
did Biden listen to Israel to strike Iran, or did Trump?
I mean, but his predecessors did. Like everything that Biden had.
No.
Like
So the
every
direct strikes on
single
Iran's
person
nuclear
that
sites.
Biden had in
No.
office
The strikes
was
on Iran's
still
nuclear sites that Israel wanted.
The
Trump
the
did those.
Clintons. I mean, but no, I'm just saying. Just let me finish.
Donald Trump bombed Iran's nuclear facilities.
Just real quick. I don't like to mention Biden because the biggest problem with me, and it's called the establishment, and you understand it just as well as I do. They're all the same people.
They're not all the same people. They have very different philosophies. They do.
The Dick
They are very
Cheneys and
different.
everything that you mentioned. I mean, even the Mitt Romneys, and that was a Republican. I disagreed with him, and he really fucked up Kansas City, Missouri. Don't even get me started on that one. But, I mean, just all of them, the establishment, the
It
whole
just sounds like you
fucking
don't know what you're talking
cabal.
about, so you need to say cabal and establishment over and over and over again. I just hope you listen to some real sort. Do you watch
You know,
Asmongold?
maybe I'm uneducated and I just build
No,
things
it's not
for a living.
education.
So
No. It's
no.
okay. You just don't got to talk about shit you don't know. I can answer questions and stuff if you want, because I do this stuff, you know. But like, you just don't got to have an opinion on certain things.
I don't mind that at all. But I'm trying to tell you from my perspective. You said it just from yours.
When I tell you, it's not just my perspective. When I tell you, for example, Biden bombed in 4 years what Trump has bombed in 6 months, you can say, oh, well, Biden was more anti-war than Trump was.
Hold on. Here's the other counter. I'd say Biden's been in there for 52 years, so you don't think he's bombed somebody?
He did bomb. I'm saying he bombed a lot less people than Trump did. He decreased our drone strikes by the highest decrease in American history.
Did he ever have
I'm talking about Biden's presidency. This is Trump's second term as president.
See,
he's not a toddler who's drooling on the carpet. He is an adult. He's an adult man. It's his second term as president. He should know something. He's bombing. He bombed Iran's nuclear sites for Israel. Biden did not do that. Although Biden did really help Israel. Trump is going, you know, Trump is literally giving Israel a full pass to starve Gaza and ethnically cleanse it.
They didn't Obama and fucking like give money.
The point is, you said Donald Trump. So Trump is hiding the Epstein files. He's in the Epstein files. Trump is bombing more people than Biden did by tons. Trump is decreasing taxes for the wealthy. Trump is decreasing regulations. Trump is helping airlines charge excessive fees. This is what the laws are doing. He's signing contracts with Palantir to do a surveillance state. You might benefit yourself, but our country's dying.
I've been struggling my whole life, and I'm going to benefit this year.
How are you going to benefit?
I'm a steel fabricator, and I'm going to benefit this year. And I work more overtime than you ever fucking believed.
Okay, if this is about your ego and you being fragile, that's fine.
No, it's not. I'm just
but I'm talking about the future of our country. And by the way, any decreases in taxes you get from like the 20K capped deductions, calm down. I'm trying to give points. Okay, don't be offended. Don't be. Wait, I'm not calm. Please, I'm trying to just talk to you about different policies. The addition to inflation. I know. Okay, sweetheart. Okay. I hope you have a great night. Okay, someone else calling. I'll work more overtime than you do your whole. Okay. You'll see after 1 year that capped overtime will be gone. Our inflation will be spiking. All the money you might save, the few dollars you might save.
Hello?
Hello. This is the Politics Show. What's up? Hello? Why? Why is my audio not peaking as high as I want it to? That's a real question I have right now. Limiter. My limiter? Do I can put the limiter down more? Is it working now? Woo! Is it working now? That's not working at all. Oh no. Oh no. Hello. I'm trying to fix this. I'm sorry. Sorry for yelling. There you go. That's what I want. All right. Hi, this is the Politics Show on YouTube. What's up? Hello? Okay. Call the number if you want some fries. Here you go. Subscribe or go to rehab. Those are your two choices. Subscribe or go to rehab. The Oxycontin plushie toy is going to make you go to rehab if you don't subscribe. Just so you know, he's watching. He's going to be watching the whole stream.
Hello?
Hi. How's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
This is the politics thing. What's up?
Yep, I called you. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
By the way, I just want to say I appreciate you doing this. This is like historically a very right-wing thing to do, and it's always important that other people on the other side do this as well to, get the voice out.
Well, the right wing gets paid by dark money, big oil barons. I don't get paid at all. It's so sad.
Okay, we all can cast aspersions.
Okay.
Okay, so I noticed you have on your screen the dictator Trump. What exactly, in your opinion, makes Trump a dictator?
He hates the legal system. He tried doing a coup of the government. He still rejects the election results. He hates rule of law. He wants to deport and denaturalize political opponents. He wants to be a dictator.
When did he say he wanted to deport and denaturalize political opponents?
The moment Zohran Mamdani won the primary in New York City, he said, well, the federal government can just take control of New York City whenever we want. He said Zohran Mamdani, he's not here legally.
The US government signed in the 50s.
Okay. So Zohran Mamdani, that is dictatorship, yes, because if it's national emergency power, like Trump has used for California and also for the Alien Enemies Act, yes, that is dictatorship. That is an extension of the law. Okay, so when it comes to Zohran Mamdani, he said he wants to denaturalize and deport him. He said he's here illegally. He said Obama was here illegally as well and not born in America.
Zohran was here illegally.
Yeah, he did. He said he lied on his visa and he should be denaturalized and deported. Yep, Trump said
he lied on his visa about his race. He didn't lie on his visa. He lied
what?
On his,
How would he lie about? Okay, he came here at 7 years old. How does a 7-year-old? Oh, you know all the propaganda on Twitter. You know all the propaganda on Twitter. You're a big X user.
No, this is mainstream news.
You're a big X user.
I'm listening to the same news sources that you are. On his university application, he said he was African American, which sure, I'll grant him that. He was African American technically. He was born in Uganda.
He wasn't. He talked about
lived
it
there for the first 2 years of his life. I mean, if he's Ugandan and
he's not African American in the sense of how he used African American in America, right? So, but we know that. No one cares. No one cares about like African American in America means black people in America. We don't use it for that.
Sure,
and Zohran said
I'll
that already, so it's a non-story.
I'll grant him that. But the point being that Trump isn't using extrajudicial powers. The
Alien Enemies Act was 100%
the Communism Act of 1953 that allows governments to stop communist governments from forming and deport people involved.
Where's the communist at? Where's the communist at?
Communist Act of 1953.
Even if that were true, where's the communist? Where's the communist? Can he just say you're a communist?
Zohran
Who is a
said
communist?
he wanted public housing. He said he wanted communes.
You think public housing is communist? You realize Republicans have public housing in their states in Arkansas, right? Do you think Arkansas is... You realize that public housing jurisdiction. You realize they live in communal neighborhoods and zoning, like in Arkansas.
He said he wants to nationalize grocery stores.
No, he didn't. He said he wants to have independent grocery stores and food deserts in New York City, one for each borough, a pilot program. They have they have publicly owned grocery stores in Arkansas and Alabama and red states that have food deserts too. They're not communist there either.
Okay.
Regardless, a president wanting to do that, a president wanting to use that, any justification to take over an American city over a democratic election, yes, that is bypassing democracy, rule of law, and trying to be dictator.
I actually hope that Zohran wins. Zohran wins would be a good thing because you know what? Maybe the people on his side have a point. Maybe socialism does work better than capitalism. We tried it before, but let's try it again.
Well, it's a mixed economy. America never tried socialism.
If it doesn't work, then we'll learn
it's a mixed
from our
economy.
mistakes.
No, okay, so it's not just like capitalism or socialism. It's a mixed economy. We have democracy. We could do good ideas from both capitalism and socialism.
Let's see if it works, and if it doesn't, then we'll learn to move the other way. I'm fine.
That's how the system works.
I don't think Trump
should work that way.
invade New York. It's not a good idea. But
really? I'd say it's like a dictator type activity. It's not just
no,
not a good idea.
No, it's not a dictator. Under the Communism Act of 1953, if the government thinks that someone is communist, they can go in and they can remove that person from power.
It's not just if
yes,
that has no legal application. A president cannot just say a local city is ran by communists whenever they want to and take it over. No, that would not stand up in court. I promise you.
Okay, let's look it up. Communist Control Act of 1954. American law signed by President Dwight Eisenhower.
Okay, so let's say you go and research it. Let's say there is no Communist Party, but let's say you were right. Let's say that's a law. Let's say that's a law. So let's say it is a law. Even if it were a law, the president wanting to take over an American city in any way to liberate it from its local leaders is a dictator type shit.
No, so go argue with the legislators who passed that act. Don't argue with Trump. He's just
there is no act that would stand up to that. Nope. There is no communism. There is no communism. There is no communism there. Can we talk about something like an actual topic, please? Something real.
That is
like the Alien Enemies Act is fascism. The Alien Enemies Act is fascism that he did already for the El Salvador extraditions.
There's no law in the books that says you can't place illegal migrants to another country.
The Supreme Court ruled 9-0 against Trump doing the Alien Enemies Act.
Sure, he's a fascist.
Nope, the Supreme Court ruled 9-0 against Trump The way they lied about the El Salvador people as well
random guy.
is crazy. But yeah, there's a whole thing here where Trump essentially said that there was an Alien Enemies Act and he could just take whoever they think looks like a gang member and put them in El Salvador in a torture camp.
That's not true.
And many
They're
Americans are
entitled to
turning
due
against
process.
Trump's immigration camp. Well, they got no process whatsoever. Not even by immigration standards did they get due process, let alone to go to a prison or a torture camp. That's a higher level of due process for criminal court or criminal accusations. The Supreme Court ruled 9-0 against Trump for this exact reason, that he violated due process with the Alien Enemies
Act. He brought
Act.
the guy back, didn't he?
Nope, he did not do it by the Supreme Court's ruling. He did eventually once they found some bullshit charge for Abrego Garcia, which he needs to be protected from the federal government now because they're gonna get bullshit charges and try to deport him again before he gets.
You
gets
mean like the time where two immigration judges ruled where he was probably a member of MS-13? You mean
no,
the time
that's
that
not
his
the
wife
rulings
submitted
actually.
a complaint
So like in
that he beat her?
2019, we can go down that road. In 2019, the Trump DOJ, the Trump White House, all right, immigration judges are in the executive branch under Trump. So when Abrego Garcia got a protective status in America to stay here, essentially, and he got a work permit, he got withholding from being deported to El Salvador, he got a work permit in America. The Trump admin let him stay in America with the work permit, which they approved. The Trump admin, very anti-gang member, right? They let him stay here because there was no evidence of it. He was here legally on a work permit. There was no evidence of him being in a gang.
So why did his
There
wife
still
file a
is
claim
now.
of abuse in front of a judge?
I don't
Was
know
that
why.
because he's like just an all-around nice guy? Should we
Does
have
that mean
people
you're a
like
gang
that in the
member?
country?
Wait, if a woman makes an accusation of you, does that mean you're a gang member who can now be sent to a torture dungeon in El Salvador with no due process? Is that what you're saying?
No, not in itself.
So you're saying
But
if you're in a relationship,
judges.
if you're in a relationship and someone says you abuse them, the government can just put you in a cage and ship you off to a different country and a torture
No.
camp. You're saying with no due process.
If you're
Then
an
why are you
illegal
bringing that up?
immigrant, you should be
Why are you bringing
deported
that up?
regardless.
What court found him guilty? Because I would rather say we should do things in a courtroom with actual evidence for all these claims. I'm not going to say like,
We did.
oh,
we
here's
did.
the thing I
But
saw on Twitter.
You don't like the political.
Nothing was ever taken to court.
leanings of
Nothing
the
was ever
court.
decided in a court on any of this, and you're bringing it up for no reason
Two
because you
immigration
want to spout
judges
bullshit.
ruled that he probably was a member of MS-13.
No, that's not how legal decisions make. They couldn't rule it out based on available information, but they didn't.
Yeah, they couldn't get
that's
him
not
out.
how the legal
but
decision
they
works.
found that he was a probable member of MS-13.
Nope, not probable. Nope, no. Okay, find me anywhere where it says probable member of MS-13. Why would they leave him in the country if he's a probable member of MS-13 and give him a work permit? Why would they ever do that? None of the tattoo experts said the tattoos were MS-13. They lied about that too. The Trump White House lied about that. The Trump White House lied about his treatment in El Salvador. The Trump White House lied about so many things with El Salvador, and that's why Americans hate Trump's immigration plan now. They say he's
Americans
good on
are
the
for
border.
Trump. Trump is over. Americans trust Trump more than Democrats. Look at the recent CBS poll.
The
Americans
polls
trust
right now, Democrats are up in the generic ballot by like 4 points over
they are
Trump's
always,
Republican
the
Party.
incumbent party always gets shellacked in the midterms. This is something that always happens.
Well, that's a
Pretending this is
contradiction. You were
something
about
new.
to say that Trump is super popular right now, which he's not. His immigration policy is like 10 points under
No,
right
I'm
now.
saying he's more popular than the other side.
No, because if you put them against each other, Democrats beat Republicans. They beat Trump
in the general
all the
ballot.
polls.
I'm talking about specifically on
Even
immigration.
in regular polls, they beat Trump in a head-to-head matchup.
On immigration?
Yes, right now. Yeah.
No, not on immigration.
Right
I
now,
believe it's like
Democrats are
+5 on
preferred
immigration.
because Americans don't like having ICE agents going with no identification, going through neighborhoods, tearing people out of their homes
They
and shit.
can't because
Americans
people
don't like
the
that.
LA rioters who
Even
will
Joe
converge on
Rogan
the
doesn't
types
like
of
it. Theo Von
deportation,
doesn't like it. Your
and they
whole
will
facade
attack
is falling
and
apart.
shoot at the
Oh,
ICE
they
agents.
all
The
attack.
ICE
Yeah, it's
agents
so
need
scary. It
to-
was so scary. So scary. You know, ICE agents
mean,
are like
when people are
1/100th of the danger that
anti-enforcement-
local law enforcement is. You realize?
Yes, local law enforcement isn't doing anything, so they have to do federal law enforcement. That's why the Marines were called in.
Okay. Well, you're a big government cuck. You just want the big government to do whatever you want it to do because there's no
I want
local
them
law
to support
enforcement.
the illegals, which is what they're
LAPD has
doing.
like $9 billion or $10 billion
1 million
budget. They did
illegals
not need the
deported.
federal government, and they said
1
no.
million
Yeah, that's all
illegals
you care about in
deported in
America.
6 months.
You hate this country. You hate what this country stands for. You should move to Russia or China. You would like it more there.
No.
You should go and go to Russia. Get away from the wokeness of America. Go to Russia, and I hope you get sent to the front lines against Ukraine. And I hope you get droned.
What does
in
that
Russia.
have to do with this? I'm talking about
Because you're
supporting illegals.
anti-American. You're anti-American.
How?
You hate immigration.
How? Oh, so wanting illegal immigrants to come into your country is
Do you
anti-American?
think we should increase legal immigration?
What? I don't care about legal immigration.
Should we increase legal immigration from like
I don't care.
from Guatemala and Mexico? Well,
I don't care.
I mean, that's immigration policy. Should we
If they
increase
go here the
legal
legal way,
immigration?
sure. No,
Okay.
have as many of them as you want. Seriously, I
Okay.
actually don't mind that at all. If
So are
they
you
do it the
against
right
ICE
way,
right
then
now
they get
going to
stay.
like court hearings for like ICE is going to people's court hearings when they're getting like a citizenship hearing or they're talking about their check-in with ICE and they get just like detained right away and deported based off a technicality because the federal government wants to revoke their status based on a First Amendment violation or something like that. You're against that?
Oh, it's what? Wait, say that again.
So like when the ICE agents go to the courtrooms, when people are seeking a legal path to citizenship or a legal path to be here legally, and ICE is blackbagging them essentially, putting them in a van at their court hearings, that's bad then, right?
Oh yeah, that's pretty bad. Has that happened?
That's happening a lot. That's why there were protests in LA. That's one of
They're
the
protesting
one of the
in LA
main reasons
because
there
a
were.
lot of the people in LA are friends with illegal immigrants, and they would rather them not be deported because it makes them
No,
feel
the
unhappy.
biggest point was people who are here and on like asylum protections or protective status or work permit or something else, they're getting, a bag thrown over their heads and put into a van. If someone's here overstaying a visa, so they're here and it's a visa overstay, most Americans disagree that we should send federal agents that we're paying $50 billion a year for to go and put them into a van. Give them a letter saying deport by this date. That's all you need to do. If they don't leave, then make them leave at that point. But you don't need to be
Sure.
going into communities
Yes,
just
if
like
they are in the
they're going
country
commando.
illegally, they should go.
No, but I'm saying right now the over-militarization, the agents with full masking on, the unmarked vehicles, going in and having 20 agents to take down one girl at college because she dared to say something bad about Israel. Like, that's the kind of thing
Where
that
does
people are
that
protesting
happen?
over.
Where is
Okay,
that
okay,
coming
so
from?
I think a big issue in this conversation is you just don't know what the hell's going on. Look up Tufts University. Look up her. She's like the most descriptive video you can find. They have the Mahmoud Khalil case as well. You probably think he's a terrorist because you believe the internet.
No.
But like, there's a million
No.
cases of these college students. There was a whole thing about this website called Canary Mission that these radical right-wing extremist Israelis made this site to track college students who protested against Israel. And the State Department under Marco Rubio used that list to send ICE agents out to revoke student visas from people in America. So there's a bunch of videos, and if you look up just like college students detained by ICE who are on student visa, of people being brutalized by ICE for no reason, just because the White House is listening to Israeli operatives telling them to go after legal immigrants in America or legal students in America. You have to research this stuff because this is the main thing we have an issue with. Like, no one cares at all.
I'm looking up Canary Mission right now, and yeah, that's terrible if it happened. I mean, that's something that's
okay,
wrong. That
the
shouldn't
fact
have
you
been
don't know
happening.
about this is bad, man. It's one of the biggest stories so far.
I
This
mean,
one
I don't
big cause of
consume my
protests.
media through the same channels that you do. You obviously
I
know
consume
stuff
all
that I don't
media.
know. I know
consume
stuff
all
that you
media.
don't know.
I consume all
You
media.
can't.
Say
No,
something
but
I don't
nobody
know.
should claim to have access to all the right media because
I
media.
don't know. I just
complicated.
watch all the media. I watch all the media. I watch every channel. I do reactions and I do videos. So I do have a good sample.
I've been here with you right through it all. I'm saying that like no one can claim to have all like there's stuff that I know that you don't know.
Well, okay.
There's stuff that you don't
What's
know that
happening
I
right
know.
now about Trump that I don't know?
Well, I mean, like a lot of the stuff where you're saying about Epstein, I mean, it could go both ways. Either he's like a big pedophile, or he's been talking a big game and he has nothing to back it up with.
Both.
Because he's been like yapping about this for a while, even before he got in office, saying, "Oh, I know who's in the Epstein files. I know who's in the Epstein files."
It's both.
And then once he got in and they looked through the Epstein files, they found that there was nothing there. Pam Bondi talked a really big game. He's saying, "Oh, I have the Epstein files." They gave the little handouts to all the influencers, and they sent it out and they made a big show of it. But then they looked through the Epstein files and found out there was nothing there, and so that's really awkward for them now. Either
Well,
that
doing
or
that would have been
Trump's
much
a
better.
pedophile.
Well, the fact they're talking, when they go in, they're essentially offering Ghislaine Maxwell a possible pardon, right?
Yes, because that's the only way it should talk. So if Trump is in a
Talk
damned
about
if
what?
he does, damned if he doesn't.
Talk about
Imagine
what?
if Trump didn't offer Ghislaine a pardon. She'll only
That'd be
talk
good.
if she gets a pardon.
Talk about what?
She'll only talk. That's the only way she'll talk.
Talk about what?
If Trump doesn't talk about that.
She's already held for perjury. She lied already in court multiple times. But what is she going to talk
Okay,
about?
but imagine the
Why
reaction
does Trump need to
if
give
he
her
didn't
freedom?
pardon her.
Why
Imagine
would he
the
need to
reaction
pardon
from
a convicted
people
sex
like you.
trafficker? Why would he
What?
want to? Why would it help Trump to pardon a convicted sex trafficker? How would that help Trump?
Because he's desperate. A lot of people are really.
How would
latching
that
onto
help
the story.
though?
A lot
But
of
how
the
would that
faith.
help though?
Because Ghislaine Maxwell is his last shred of hope for any information, extra information, for something to do with the Epstein case.
Why did Trump say the information in the files are fake?
His base is really angry about this. MAGA
Why did
is
Trump
really
say the
angry
files are
about this.
fake?
A
Why
lot
did he
more
say
than-
that? Why did he say
Can I
Obama
speak,
made the
please?
files? Why did Trump say
What?
Obama made the files? Why did Trump say Obama made
He
the
does
files?
this a lot. I have no idea.
Oh, he does this a lot. Oh, that's amazing
Yeah,
for
he, like,
a U.S.
rants and
president. He
stuff.
just does this a lot. He
Yeah,
just
it's
rants like
annoying
an
when
old
he does
crazy
that.
person. That's awesome. No, but why would he say that? Why
No,
would he say
that's
that, though?
always been part of him.
So first off, he said they're fake files. Then he said, well, Obama made the files. So whatever Trump saw in the files probably wasn't good about him, right? He said there was planted information from Biden and Obama. So what did they plant in those files? And also, if they planted information, why would they go through the trouble of planting fake information if they weren't going to use it? To leave for Trump to find, like a scavenger hunt? It seems like Trump saw something he didn't like.
Well, that's a great point. If there was information about Trump and Epstein file, why wouldn't Joe Biden release it?
No,
They
but
were
Trump said
they were
Obama
trying-
made
they
the
were trying to
information.
get the
Trump
man
said
out of
Obama
office
made the
for 4
information.
years.
Now,
Why
unlike
didn't
Trump who
they
wants to
release
pardon
the
Ghislaine
Epstein files?
Maxwell, well, the thing is, unlike Trump who wants to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell is going through legal trials right now where releasing evidence like that or releasing information like that can jeopardize the entire legal case against Maxwell. But Trump fired the prosecutor who's going after Maxwell after he killed Jeffrey Epstein in 2019. So, like, it really it's just kind of crazy. 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 I'm just saying. He said Obama put the information in there, but he said Obama put, and you can just ignore all this stuff. If you want to defend child sex traffickers, that's fine. I mean, that's what all the MAGA people do nowadays. But it's whatever. It's fine. None of it makes sense. You know you sound dumb. You know you sound dumb trying to cope for him.
No, I don't see any of that. And if Trump was in the Epstein files, why wouldn't the Dems release it? They were trying to get him on anything.
Because unlike Trump, who frees sexual predators, Democrats had her in court. That would have jeopardized the entire trial to put her in prison. The legal system still applies
you think
there.
they wouldn't do that for getting Trump, who they've been trying to get forever?
No, they wouldn't. They actually would not. They actually would not. Russiagate was also fake. That was all. Trump also lied about that too.
What?
Trump
you mean
also
the
lied
Mueller
about
report,
Russiagate.
which exonerated Trump completely?
No.
Yes.
Objectively, no.
Look up the
You
Mueller
just believe
report. They
right
didn't
wing.
find any link
Yeah,
at all.
I've seen the Mueller report. They did find links
so what
to
does it
Trump.
say?
Yeah, they found links. They did not find evidence of direct collusion and collaboration, but they did find that Russia was
so
helping
why
Trump.
are people still banging on about Russiagate?
No one is except Trump. Trump brought up Russiagate and said he was going to arrest Obama because the Epstein files are so bad for him. He needs to talk about arresting freaking Obama. That's how bad the Epstein files are.
Because Obama
He's like, oh, we're gonna put Obama in jail now. He did treason. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yes, he did
Trump
do
had to
treason.
distract, run away. When Trump's like, who even wants to talk about the? Are you guys still talking about the Epstein files? Can we talk about? You realize there's a flood happening in Texas right now? It's just like. Who even likes this guy? Epstein's so boring. Let's move on. He's desperate. I don't know why he's desperate, but he's desperate. And it's sad that you're trying to
he's
defend
desperate because
him.
a lot of people are latching onto this. A lot of MAGA cultist members
Yeah,
are really angry.
he's implicated very closely. He was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
No,
Jeffrey
they're
Epstein
angry. They
picked out
want
girls
information.
from
If
Mar-a-Lago.
MAGA, first of all, if
Ghislaine
MAGA was
Maxwell
a
picked
cult,
girls from Mar-a-Lago, and Trump's mad about
What?
it. Trump's
Yeah,
only mad about
she
Epstein
probably
stealing
took
his
Trump's
workers.
employees.
Yeah, because they stole Trump's underage female massage.
They were not underage. Show me the news report
16.
which shows that they were underage.
There were 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds that Ghislaine Maxwell recruited from
Show
them.
me, seriously. I would like to link to one article which says that they were that they stole and Trump knew that they were underage and he loaned them to Ghislaine.
I just
would
saw
love to
the
see
story
it.
today.
That would be
okay,
really.
I'll find it. Okay, so Trump says
Good
Epstein is
evening
still
from New
underage
York.
victim. It was yesterday. Trump said it yesterday. So Virginia Guifrey, Virginia Guifrey, one of Epstein's victims. Trump said he kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago because Epstein stole his worker Virginia Guifrey, whatever her name is, to traffic her. And Trump's mad about getting his worker stolen from him. Trump just said that yesterday, but you don't pay attention to them. Things.
No, I do. I heard about that before.
Then why
Did
are you?
Trump
Okay,
know
you're just
that
a
she
dick.
was underage?
All right. Wait. Why was Trump hiring underage massage therapist? Not even a massage therapist. She was not. Okay, you are cope. You are.
I'm just
cope.
asking questions.
You're a diddler. Yeah, you're just
Like,
asking
you can
questions,
answer me.
except about Trump.
You can answer me.
Oh no, you can't answer any questions about it. It's whatever. You know. It's all right. You can defend it.
And you still
think
haven't
it's
answered
good.
the question
You
that
think
I've
it's
asked you.
good
There's
for
still an
Trump to pardon
outstanding
Ghislaine
question.
Maxwell? You think it's good for Trump to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, bro? You like
Yeah, well,
you're like
you
it's-
would- you would
Trump is
rag on
giving
him
a
if he
pardon
didn't.
to. Say that again.
You would rag on him if he didn't. You would
You
say,
think-
"Oh, why isn't he trying? Why isn't he trying to get to the justice?"
You think I want him to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, convicted child sex trafficker?
I don't think he should, but if that's the only way to quash
You said that's going to make it worse. You realize that when he goes in and offers her a pardon deal in exchange for her to speak, no one's going to trust that because they shouldn't. She's a known liar under like perjury. We know she's done that already. She is a sociopathic and she is a compulsive liar. Like how can that? It just boggles my mind. The loops you are the way you're twisting yourself right now.
Well, I don't think pardoning Elaine would be the best thing for Trump to do. It's true, but what other options does he have?
Maybe just
Seriously?
Maybe just don't do weird things with kids and Jeffrey Epstein. That'd be a good
Well,
option.
he didn't do that.
Oh, I don't know. He's not being very convincing. If you got to pay off the person to give a testimony, I don't think he's really exonerated. That seems a little guilty.
Who did he pay off to give testimony?
It's a pardon. I don't know.
Yes,
It's okay.
because yes, obviously, because he's trying to quiet down the base of MAGA.
Trump
Which if MAGA
also
was
considered
cult, if
giving a
MAGA
pardon
was
to
cult,
Diddy.
By the way, they'd be a lot more quiet about this.
Charlie
Most people on the
Kirk
right
is
are
quiet about
relatively
it.
pissed.
Fox News, you realize Fox News is talking about Obama and Russia around 30 times
It's a
for every one
serious
time they
thing,
talk
no?
about Trump and Epstein. No, it's not serious at all. It's completely fabricated,
Yes, it is.
actually.
Yes, it is.
Even Fox News, Wall Street Journal, and New York Post put out stories about how it's fake.
That
It's a fake
Obama,
controversy.
the
Yeah,
Obama
the Obama thing
fake?
is completely manufactured. Yeah, there's nothing new at all. There's no new information whatsoever. That Tulsi's a propagandist who fell out of grace with Trump because she's so pro-Iran and pro-Russia. She's mad that Trump bombed Iran still, and she contradicted Trump on that. So she has to get in his good
Oh,
in
you're
his
talking
good
about the
graces
Iran
again.
nuclear report?
So like for Tulsi right now, all that stuff about Obama is completely fake. You just sound like an idiot talking about that.
I mean, they did find something new.
What new information?
In that Obama knew that the Russian collusion thing was largely a scam before he.
No, that's not what it said. Do you want to try?
find
Do you want to try again? Do you want to try again?
Okay, fine. Show me how that like first.
I don't gotta show you. It's very easy.
Gabbard
It takes 2 sentences. It takes a few sentences to talk about what that report showed. All it showed was, okay, so the word hacked. Did Russia hack the voting machines and steal the election? Nope. Everyone agreed they did not do that. All right? They were not able to do that. We don't know if they even tried to do that, okay? Did Russia hack information to try and influence the election in favor of Trump? Yes. That is the consensus. Marco Rubio literally confirmed that, okay? So when it comes to hacked, Tulsi is hoping idiots like you are too stupid and pushover to actually look into what the hell's going on, to not know that hacked for the election machines and the actual vote count is different from influencing it with intelligence propaganda operations, which they did do. That is confirmed. But that's all the information that was already known. All the information Tulsi talked about is already known, but she packaged it in a nice little knot, smeared by golden shit for dumbasses like you to eat it up, because you'll do anything because you're a pushover, and it's pathetic cope. It's sad.
Okay, so Tulsi Gabbard alleged that intelligence prior to the 2016 elections didn't support Russian cyber efforts. There was an initial report released that by the intelligence community that Russia likely didn't interfere in the election, and yet Obama ordered
through election materials. They are lying to you because they're saying, did they interfere through election materials and votes? No. The information war, yes, they influenced propaganda and hacked DNC servers to try and hurt Clinton's campaign.
So
we know that for a fact. Bipartisan commission. Bipartisan commission agreed with that. Republicans.
What?
Marco Rubio. Donald Trump's a bipartisan poll came out. Marco Rubio, Trump's head of everything right now, basically. All right, he confirmed that intelligence report. Even Trump himself said, yes, Russia definitely influenced the election. According to every intel report, Trump said that on record. He refused to say it was to help him, but he still referenced that Russia did try to influence the election.
Trump says stuff all the time.
Oh, that's so cute. Run away. Run. It's kind of sad you got to say that over and over and over again.
No, I mean, he does
he's
say
too
stuff he
stupid.
shouldn't. I mean,
He's
he does
too
say stuff
stupid
that's
and
not real.
brain dead.
Wait, so you think that everything that comes out of Trump's mouth is like God's word, like he really
So I want to
means
make
it?
sure when people are watching this, I just said the bipartisan intelligence reports, the head of Department of State right now for Trump and many other departments, Marco Rubio, bipartisan commissions, Republicans, Democrats, even some MAGA, they all confirmed these intel reports. And you want to hang on some bullshit point because you idiots are very stupid. It's okay.
Fine. Okay, fine. Let's talk about that. Is there any proof that that all the Russian collusion, or not collusion, just influence, actually changed the result of the election?
That was never confirmed. No, that was never confirmed. but it's confirmed
Okay,
they
so then
tried.
it's really a moot point.
No, because Tulsi is claiming that a former president is doing treason to distract away from Trump covering up a child sex trafficking ring.
Again, I don't understand where the link. Didn't Trump disassociate with Epstein?
Do you remember 5
Yeah, I
minutes
know
ago
the Virginia.
in the
I know the
conversation?
Virginia story. I know, but did he not disassociate with him?
Yeah, after Epstein stole workers. Trump said that yesterday. Yeah. And Epstein said it's because Trump was shitting on business
So why
deals.
is there all of a sudden a link now?
Because they were best friends for 15 years and were at each other's weddings and shared weird messages with each other and shared girlfriends. And Trump even referenced how Jeffrey Epstein likes young girls. We don't know how young, but Trump knew he liked them young. On record.
Yeah, I mean Epstein hung out with a lot of very rich people.
Trump said him not getting STDs was his personal Vietnam. It's okay. It's okay. You can cover up for all this stuff. It's fine.
Do you really think that he has like any good left in him, or is he just like an animal at this point?
Donald Trump has done nothing good his entire life for people. He's done things for power, but he's a narcissistic, like terrible person. I don't care about Trump though. He's very stupid too. He's just a power hungry baby, and a lot of power hungry Americans voted for him. And they're regretting it. Many Americans are regretting it. His approval is in like the 30s right now, which is crazy. And Democrats sucked at campaigning, so that kind of helped him win. He was helped by global
Trump
inflation.
Trump is entirely stupid. I mean, he knows people.
He's stupid.
I wouldn't call him
he knows
smart.
people. He's an entertainer, but he's very
Yeah,
stupid too.
I mean, he's very people smart. You can give him credit for that.
I guess from a reality TV show sense, if I talked to him in my personal life, I'd want to run away. If I had any women or children near me, I'd keep them far away from Trump. The shit he has said and
I
done
respect
around
that.
children is
He's
insane.
not a great moral. He's not a great moral figure.
He's not a great anything except an entertainer and a propagandist. He's not even a real business guy. Like, he made his money from reality television and inheritance. He never even made money from business. He lost money from
Real
business.
estate.
He got
I mean,
bailouts
real
from
estate.
Russia
Most
and
of it was real
Saudi.
estate.
He got bailouts from Chinese billionaires. He got bailouts from his own father. Like, Trump has done nothing successful in his life except manipulate
he
people.
has
He's
like
a fake character.
$4 billion in real estate.
You realize he got most of his wealth, like 80% of it, as president, using his presidency for crypto, for corrupt dealings, and also places like Syria. So like, he had tariffs on Vietnam. Vietnam builds a Trump tower, or they approve one. Then he takes tariffs off. Syria approves like a Trump property. Then he removes sanctions. Qatar also same deal. We give Qatar and Saudi huge access to our AI developmental infrastructure because they build new Trump towers there. So yeah, I mean, he's leveraged the presidency very well. He's made money from reality TV.
He left his first term with less money than he came into.
That's not even true, but regardless,
it is, and Democrat outlets reported on it. He's the only president
regardless,
ever
Trump's
to leave the
Trump's
office
inheritance.
with a lower net worth than he came into the beginning.
Trump's inheritance.
If he was only acting in self-interest,
80% of
he was
Trump's
just keeping a
money
reality
right
TV
now.
star.
That's not true. 80% of Trump's money right now is from his money made during the presidency through direct ties to the presidency. So when it comes to Trump making money, just like, because he got elected being this businessman, but he made money from inheritance, he made money from reality TV and from the presidency and crypto deals. The real estate is actually branding.
Real estate developments.
No, not developments. He made money from branding deals. He never developed real estate. He got money from branding.
Trump Organization.
He got money from branding
He then expanded from
naming.
residential properties in New York's outer boroughs into high-profile.
Okay, you're reading AI right now. You're reading. I can hear you reading.
Hotel,
I can hear you reading AI right now, bro. I can hear you reading AI.
Trump Tower, and later
You are
large
reading AI.
skyscrapers.
You're reading AI, bro. I'm not talking to you, bro. He's literally reading off an AI script. That's crazy, bro. I should have caught that earlier. He kept reading it too. He kept reading it. I should have caught that. His cadence was really weird at certain points. I was debating ChatGPT, bro. And he was still so dumb. Bro. I was debating an AI bot. Not really AI bot, but a person reading ChatGPT. Did you hear him reading at the end there? Bro. That's insane. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. LOL. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you watching. Please donate through Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo if you're watching. Really appreciate all the donations. Helps me keep on doing the channel and all that stuff. You know how it goes. Really appreciate all your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was a weird one. True. Why is this person calling me so much, bro? How long was I streaming on this one? 1973, a federal judge. So it was struck down. It's hard talking to someone. So like if someone calls in and they're reading ChatGPT, they can pull up a bunch of random names of acts and stuff. But it's not good from a perspective. Like it's not hitting the points that we even need to hit. Like we don't need to hit those points in the conversation, right? We need to hit other points regardless. I should have known he was reading AI though. I should have known. I should have known. This guy's calling me so much I can't even answer the damn phone. Stop calling me for 2 seconds. Calm the hell down, dude. Calm down. Holy shit. Hello?
Hello.
Howdy.
Hi. Are you still talking about Trump or anti-Trump?
All I do is talk about Trump every morning for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, nice. Well, I just wanted to mention, I'm not sure why, but a lot of these, I don't know if you call them calls or podcasts, whatever you want to call them, they keep coming up on my streams. I'm not sure why, but and yours just popped up tonight. So I figured I'd call in and basically say why I support Trump. And I'm pretty sure that you won't agree with me, but that's the issue right now is that we're really in a culture war, and Trump is like an atomic bomb.
Well, I know why you voted Trump. I know why.
Oh, you do? Okay. Oh, so I've talked for 2 minutes and you know why I vote for Trump. Go ahead. Tell me what I'm thinking.
You're against the trans agenda and all the boys and girls sports. You're against the massive immigration. We got to get the criminals out of America. And you're probably happy to see liberals upset and crying. You want universities to stop indoctrinating kids, so you're happy Trump's going after universities. I'm guessing those are going to be the top reasons.
No, not really. I think you all are pushing. Like, there's one guy that came up, and he was an anti-Trump guy, and his whole agenda was we need to. I'm paraphrasing, but essentially he wrote an agenda down, and they were some of those things you just mentioned, that trans men are women and trans women are men or something like that, when we should be pro gender affirming care for adolescents. And so you realize that you're pushing people in with stuff like that. Like, parents aren't ready to tell their children that men can get pregnant. There's no parent in America that's ready to tell their children that. And so you're pushing people into Trump's camp because that's an 80-20. That's what we call an 80-20 issue.
See, it's really
that's
so. I was right about you. I was right about you 100%. It's easy to clock because you guys have no other values. But we can talk about this. It's a hard conversation for sure. It's something very new in society. The same thing happened about gay people. So like, how can I tell my kid this gay guy wants to be with another man or whatever? Or how can I tell a kid they got to go to school with black people now?
Okay.
And like it's gonna be a hard
apples
discussion.
And oranges. It's apples and oranges.
No, it's the same arguments used. So they called gay people pedophiles, and they said that gay people are indoctrinating like kids when they go to school and said they're gay, for example.
This really is not a serious issue to a lot of people. It's not a serious issue, but when you come out and say that men can get pregnant, it's like, whoa, where's that come from? Well, what is
Can a man get pregnant from a man? Can a man get pregnant from another man?
I'm asking you a question, and the answer
Can a man
will
be pregnant from
be
another man? Can a man be pregnant from another man?
No, a man can't get pregnant at all. That's my point.
Okay, well,
a man can't get pregnant.
Do you think gay people should be able to get married legally?
That's not sir. I know you. It's nice to have a debate and like get emotional and stuff. What I'm telling you is that
I'm asking about law, like in America right now, like in your state.
I'm not on the gay.
Would you support
gays
gay
can
marriage?
get married. Gays can get married. I don't have a dog
So
in
you
that
would say
fight. What I'm
you would
telling
say
you
yes. You would vote for it to be illegal for like gay people to get married.
That's not no. You're trying to frame the question. I'm telling you that an
If
issue
you had a
such
vote,
as
if you were president of America and you had a bill on your desk, could gay people get married or not? Would you say yes or no? Gay people can get married.
That's not where I'm at right now, sir. That's you're missing the
I'm just
point.
curious. I'm curious. I'm just curious. Would you say gay people can get married?
I'm not going to answer the question because that's irrelevant.
Okay. Do you think biracial marriage should be legal?
What does that have to do with the price of rice in China?
Should white people be able to marry black people?
Sir, what are you talking
Why
about?
can't you answer that question?
I'm not going to answer that
These are
question.
hypotheticals. I just want to know how you are as a person.
I'm not going to answer the question. I'm asking
you
you,
against
can men get
interracial
pregnant?
marriage?
I'm asking you a question.
No, answer my questions. Are you against interracial marriage?
Am I against interracial marriage?
Do you think it should be legal? Should it be allowed through law for a white person to marry a black person?
Sir.
Why can't you? I just want to know
what
who
does
I'm
that have to
talking
do
to.
with Trump being in
I want to
office?
know who I'm talking to. I just want to know about you and about what you support.
No, you can't pigeonhole me. I'm more nuanced than that, sir. I'm more nuanced than that.
What is your nuance with interracial marriage?
I voted for Barack Obama, sir. I voted for Bill Clinton
so
twice, sir.
are you in favor of interracial marriage
What are
being
you
legal?
talking about? You're pushing people into Trump's camp. You won't answer a question. Can men get pregnant?
Question. Please, I want to know. I want to talk to you first. I want to know who you. Because
I want to know where your head is at.
I will answer you.
I'm not answering those hypothetical questions. It has nothing to do with Trump being in office.
We can get into this nuanced conversation, but I want you to answer these very basic yes or no's first, so I know. Like, do you support? If you had to sign it today, would you let would you let interracial marriage be illegal in your America?
I don't see the point. I don't know what you're getting at.
I'm serious right now. I have no exterior.
Gay people get married, and you're going to go on and on and on. I'm telling you, there's an 80,
answer those questions then. Okay, answer those questions
For what? For what purpose?
I just want to know.
It's not why Trump...
I just want to know.
Black people marrying has nothing to do with Trump being in office. Gay people getting married has nothing to do with Trump being in office.
I just want to know you
what
as a person.
What I'm telling you is that as a person that has been Democrat for almost their entire life,
I'm not.
and
I'm
all
not
of a sudden,
Democrat.
out of the blue,
I'm just a member of the party for sometimes. I'm not Democrat. But like, I just want to know.
I don't know what you. I'm telling you as a whole. I'm telling you the country is in a culture war, sir. It doesn't matter about. That's what I'm saying. It does. Democrat and Republican is out the window now. Trump is a nuclear bomb because you have people that are standing on the street that are, hypothetically speaking, standing on the street on these platforms saying that men can get pregnant, and you got people that were living their lives.
Yeah, and we have people like you who can't say interracial marriage should be illegal because you're so brain poisoned. You think I'm trying to fight you.
Can I say that? So how do you know what I'm going to say? What I'm telling you is that has nothing to do with Trump being in office.
Stop getting so mad. I understand. Just
I'm
tell
not
me,
mad. I'm asking you a question.
Because I want to know.
That many liberals stand on: can men get pregnant?
I want to know how to approach a conversation
because you can't answer that question.
Like, for example, if you're pro or anti same-sex marriage, that informs me about what kind of conversation it'll be. So, like, are you for same-sex marriage being legal in America?
Let me ask you this: do you think Donald Trump is pro gay marriage?
I'm talking to you. I don't give a shit about Trump. I'm talking to you, my fellow American.
I'm telling you that Donald Trump is pro-gay marriage, and it's on record.
But you're not Trump. I don't care. No, I want to know about you. Okay, so do you support
if I voted for Trump and Trump is pro-gay marriage, what does that tell you?
Do you agree with every single thing Trump says? Are you in favor of every single thing Trump says?
That's what you're missing, sir. I'm not your. You can't put us in a box.
You just put yourself in a box. You just put yourself in a box. You just said if Trump agrees, you agree. That's putting yourself in the biggest box, in the smallest box ever.
I never said that. I never said that.
You
what
yourself.
I'm saying is Trump is pro-gay marriage, and I voted for him. That means it's obviously not a sticking issue for me either way.
But are you still anti-gay marriage then? Is that what you're saying?
Do you think Trump is pro-gay marriage? Do you think Trump is even
buddy. I really want to move on in this conversation. Like, are you? If you
don't,
vote,
you keep asking hypothetical questions that have nothing to do with Trump.
It's not a hypothetical. I'm just saying because it's still not.
Because black people can
you
marry
realize
white
that the gay marriage decision could still be overturned in the Supreme Court. If it got overturned in your state, would you vote for legalizing same-sex marriage or not?
This is a culture war.
Can you please just answer the question, bro? Just answer, please.
We're fighting for the soul of America.
Just yes or no. Okay, I understand you're gay, but can we please talk about? Do you think same-sex marriage should be legal?
There's a name call, and see, that's when you lost an argument. Can
you please answer the one question? We can move on, please.
That's all.
Do you think same-sex marriage should be legal?
Then you use a phobia. You say, "Oh, you're homophobic." I'm not afraid of gay people.
I'm not saying you're homophobic. I'm asking you
I
if
have gay people in my marriage, in my family.
Should same-sex marriage be illegal? That's all I want to know, please. Yes or no?
I think it should be up to the states.
Okay, so your answer is no. You don't think it should be legal. You're against gay marriage. Good. You're against
Okay.
same-sex marriage. You were hiding. Fine. Thank goodness.
Okay, what's your point? What's your point?
Okay, so when we get into the conversation about like trans people, I know that you're anti-civil rights in general and anti-freedom, so you're going to be anti-trans.
Okay, there you
people
go.
having freedom
All
too.
right.
Like,
Okay.
no, you can't say
Again,
here we go. It's just kind of person
you
you
guys
are.
are dying on this hill.
Don't say you guys. We're not all the same.
I'm saying that
Just 'cause we're white,
you're an
you're an
anti-Trump guy. And
anti-white.
what you
You're
don't
an
realize,
anti-white
the people
racist. You hate whites.
I'm a racist.
You hate whites. Dude, can we please? Okay, so I just know you're anti-freedom. You're pro-Saudi Arabian social policies in America.
Did
That's
you
what
just
you're
say
anti.
I was racist towards white people? Did you tell me that I'm racist towards white
Can
people?
you stop getting hung up on every single meme? I'm just trying to meme a little bit. Okay,
I don't know memes. I'm not watching your screen. I don't know what's going on in your
okay,
screen.
let's
I'm
move
just
on. You don't know what's going
conversation.
on in general. Okay, how are we going to move
There you
forward
go
in this
again.
conversation?
What I'm telling you is that Trump is in office. He got voted in twice.
Okay,
80%
yeah,
of the country
I can
moved to the
count
right,
to
sir.
1, 2.
80% of the
Right,
counties in the
left.
country
I know my
moved to the
directions.
right.
I know my turn signals. Okay, good. Now, what else are we talking about in the conversation?
Okay, so the Democrats said that Democrats, liberals, whatever case may be, anti-Trump, Republicans, Democrats, so on and so forth, said Trump was an existential threat. An existential threat. I want you to pull up the dictionary.com or google.com or whatever the case may be and tell me what existential means.
It depends for who, right?
No. That's not the dictionary terms,
So
sir.
like
You
if
can't
my
just use
like my
words and
family is
make them
probably
say
going
what
to
you
lose
want them to say.
healthcare. So like
I'm sorry?
one of our rural hospitals is going to close down. So for people who are going to lose their hospital and they got to drive 2 hours now because Trump killed it with his Medicaid cuts, like that is
Trump
existential
was
for many
in
people.
office from 2016 to 2020, and they said he would be an existential
You can't
threat.
even talk to human beings anymore. Like you're so internet poisoned. Like I don't give a shit
What
what
are
you
you
saw on
talking
CNN.
about?
We're talking about America,
I don't
the
even
future of
watch
America.
CNN. What are you?
You're reciting
hold on,
lines like I'm talking to an AI bot built off Twitter. Like I want to talk about the actual issues directly. Like
No, the issue is, sir, you all said that Trump was an existential threat in 2016.
you all,
He
what
was
does you
not.
all mean?
America's still here.
He
So
is
we
an
had
existential
Trump in
threat to many things in
2016.
America.
Hold on, sir.
Yeah, it depends who you
Are
are.
people more or less informed in 2024 than they were in 2016? Are they more or less informed? More or less informed?
I really don't know. It's hard to say.
Okay, so he was voted for 4 years
A
from
lot more people
2016
vote
to
now.
2020, and then Joe Biden got in from 2020 to 24. People were able to look at both of those candidates, both of the platforms, and they made a decision. And guess who they went with?
Well, they
Donald
voted
Trump. And
mostly
now
off
you have all
Biden's
these
age.
strings like yourself doing what? Why are
Well,
you
they
even talking about
hated
Trump?
they
He's not
hated
going to get reelected.
they
You're not going to
hated
kick him out of office.
Democrats and Republicans chose Trump because they're a cult. So like they chose Trump because he was the
what?
one they hated
A cult?
the least.
Trump had more black votes, more Hispanic votes, more young people votes
Hey,
than he did in
hey
2016.
man, I don't give
So
a shit
are
about your
people more or
identity
less
politics
informed,
games.
sir?
Your identity politics, I don't give a shit about it. I'm not gonna lie.
What are
social
you
justice
talking about?
warriors.
I'm talking about American people, the American electorate.
Okay,
if Trump was so bad,
you gotta
how was he able to
chill.
get reelected? Because are people more or
Baby
less
shark
informed than they were 4 years
My
ago?
choppers sound like Baby Shark. This shit go doo doo doo. Okay, so like when we talk about so
No,
can men
we're
get
not
pregnant?
going. No, I'm asking a question, sir.
Wait, I have a
Are
treat
people
for you.
more
I have a
or
treat
less
for you. I have a treat.
informed?
I have a treat. Can men get pregnant?
No, men cannot get pregnant.
See, I changed your attention. I know what gets the conservatives to change their attention.
And 80%
It's like throwing
of
a
the
toy for a
country
dog.
agrees with me,
It's
and
like throwing
that's why
a toy
people
for a
like Trump
dog.
will continue to be
It's like
elected.
throwing hey, most people agree that gay marriage should be legalized. You're against them.
No, hold on 1 second. They voted
I
for
can
gay
talk to
marriage.
you.
They put it up in 2008. They put it on the ballot in California. And guess how
Wait,
they voted in California, sir? They
Do
put
I
it
care
on the
about
ballot. I
2008
don't know how old you
California?
are, but I remember in 2008 they put
2008
it on
right
the
now?
ballot.
Wait, is
What?
it 2008 right now? What is it? What
What
year are
I'm
we in?
telling you is that the people
I
in the
really
most
care
liberal
about
state
17
in the
years ago.
country voted against it.
17 years
People in
ago
the
is
most
crazy.
liberal state in the country voted against
17
it, sir.
years ago is crazy. 17 years ago is
17
crazy.
years, that's a long,
well,
man,
you
that's-
argue
that's
people
way-
are
that's
more
back in
informed now. They're more
prehistoric
informed, so they
17
elected
years,
Trump.
that's
They're more informed, so
prehistoric.
they support gay
How old are
people.
you, 21? 17
No,
years
I'm
is
17.
prehistoric now, huh? That's not modern age, modern history.
It's really not. It's
17
a
years.
completely
Wow,
different
that's
world.
insane.
From even pre-COVID.
How old are you?
Even pre-COVID is a lot different.
We are in a different world, sir. That's what I'm telling you. We are in a culture
It's a digital
war.
world, bro. Calm. Do
And
you watch
Trump
Temple?
is using
Do you watch
your
Temple?
sound bites against
Do you watch Temple? Do you watch Temple?
What?
Do you watch Temple?
Temple. What are you talking? I'm speaking facts, and facts don't care about your
wait,
feelings.
do you watch
I'm
Tim?
telling you.
Bro, you're so
I'm telling
cringe and gay, bro. What the hell's going on?
There's a name call. That's there it goes. There's a name call. Sir, listen. I don't know what you're saying. None of this is funny to me. I'm sure maybe you got likes and stuff and things on your TikTok.
This is America,
and
facts don't care about your feelings. You just said it with such conviction.
They don't care about your feelings. I'm asking you a question. Are people more or less informed? If Trump was so bad, sir.
Calm down. I can
how
hear
did he
you.
get in
We
office?
can all hear you. There's an echo behind you from the cavern you're yelling into.
It's
I
a
can hear
serious
you outside
matter.
right now. It is very serious.
What is it? So
Science
because my
matters.
voice
Bill
is
Nye
loud, you
taught
won't
me.
listen to me? We can't engage?
No, I am listening
can't
to you.
answer
I'm
the
just
question.
saying you need
Are
everyone. There is a
people
wait, no, there's a
more
there's
or
an
less
Oxycontin on the screen.
informed now than
Wait.
they were 4 years ago? Are people more or less informed than they were 4 years ago? Did
I
we
don't know.
not have 4 years of Trump and 4 years of Biden, and we were able to compare and contrast the two?
It really
American
it
electorate
depends
made a
on the
decision.
answer. So, like, if you look at people who pay attention to politics and understand the Constitution, more of
No.
those voters voted Democrat. The low information voters that came out to vote for Trump and low propensity voters came and won him the election. So it's hard to say.
Okay,
what the
so you
election
get a
was like.
participation trophy
The
because
people that
apparently
gave
you
Trump
all
the
are so much
election-
more,
No, no, the
more
people-
intelligent, so more
No, but
enlightened in the American election.
I'm just
Guess what?
saying, like Andrew
the
Schultz
American
and Theo,
electorate
because many people made their
determines the
decisions off
president,
of Theo
sir.
Vaughn and Andrew Schultz and Joe Rogan, and that's they're misguided.
So
They're
do you
understanding
think that
now
we
that
should
was
have
that
take
was
a
wrong.
test before we can vote? Do you think we should take a test like a
No.
citizenship test?
Calm down.
Okay, so what are you
calm
talking
down,
about?
calm
You're going to
down.
continue to lose elections.
I just told you a fact. You're having a panic attack.
No, that's not a fact. That's opinion. That's opinion.
You're having a
Show me
panic
the
attack. You're
statistics.
scrambling. Whack. Your plan is not intact.
I don't know, sir. I am 50 years old. I have
it's
no idea
falling
what
back.
you're talking about. I don't know if you're 21, 20. I'm not enthused by anything other than the conversation. I don't know what this whack and meme and all that stuff. I have no clue what you're talking about. All I'm telling you is that if Trump was such a bad candidate, why was he reelected in 2024? When people had 4 years of Trump, where apparently he was going to be an existential threat, and we would
Okay,
have
so
World War
I
III, and the world.
Okay, so like when we talk about Trump, people were lied to, and also Democrats suck at politics, so that's probably why.
Yeah, I agree with you. Democrats do. They do. And
No, but
with a
like Trump
stance
said
like,
he was not going to cut Medicaid. Trump said he was going to decrease the debt. He increased it by more than any president in American history. Trump said he was going to not start any new wars or bomb anywhere. He bombed Iran like 2 months in for Israel. Trump escalated the war in Ukraine. More Ukrainians died, like 4 times more Ukrainians die per day now under Trump because Trump is weak and a bitch. Oh, sorry, I mean a dick. Like, and also for like Gaza, that accelerated like 4 times too. The
all
deaths
those
are
wars
quadrupled
started
in all these
under
areas.
Joe Biden.
They
sir.
got way worse. No,
There
Russia,
were not
Ukraine.
wars
Yeah, I know you
started
don't.
under Donald Trump. Russia didn't start any wars under Donald Trump, even though they were in cahoots.
Are you
apparently.
familiar with
Donald
our
Trump was in
arms?
cahoots.
Do you know that Trump vetoed an arms deal or arms embargo for Saudi Arabia during a genocide in Yemen, or during like a
Did you know that there were no
Yemen.
wars started under the Trump administration? Do you know that, sir? Did you know that Russia did not Russia did not invade Ukraine when Trump was in office? He invaded Ukraine when Obama was in office.
They actually were.
He invaded
They
Ukraine.
were fighting. There was a
When were they
ceasefire. There was
started,
a treaty
sir?
in 2019
When were they
between
started,
Russia and
sir?
Ukraine.
What?
No, okay, Russia Ukraine has been going on for like 20 or 30 years. That's been a long time coming. Like, that's
Sir,
been-
no.
that's been a lot.
You can't just make stuff up. They may have been tensions, sir. But we were in a cold war with Russia for 40 years from
No,
the
I'm
80s
talking
all
about
the way up
Ukraine
to
and Russia invading places like
they
Georgia and
weren't
Ukraine.
at
They've
war
been doing
when
that
Trump
for a
was
long
in
time now.
office, sir. You can't just
I know
make
you're-
up
okay,
stuff. They
you
were
gotta-
not at
I'm not
war.
making-
People were not dying,
Why
sir.
did they need a ceasefire and a treaty in 2019 then? In 2014 and 2015
There's
and
a treaty.
2019?
There's a treaty. South
Why
Korea
did
and
they
North
need?
Korea has a
Why did they
treaty.
need
What?
ceasefires and treaties? Why did they need new ones all throughout 2014, 2015, 2017, 2019? Why did they need those if they weren't fighting?
People weren't dying, sir.
So can men get pregnant?
Can women get pregnant? That's the question I asked for you. Can women get pregnant? Do you think women can get pregnant?
Some women can get pregnant. Yeah.
You may have to think about it. Exactly. That's you're proving my point. That's why we're in a culture war, and that's
Wait,
why guys
no,
like Trump,
some
who
can a
was
60
a liar,
can a 60-year-old
who was
woman get pregnant?
egotistical, Trump
Can a-
lies. Trump is
Ma'am,
egotistical.
Can a
Trump
60-year-old
is a maniac,
Hey, calm down,
and he keeps getting elected because of
Calm
people
down.
like this.
Calm down. Can a 60-year-old woman have a baby and get pregnant?
60-year-old woman have a baby.
What?
Women?
Can a
Are
60-year-old
women-
woman?
and
Can a
let
60?
me say
Can a
something.
60-year-old woman have a child?
Yes, biologically, yes. In theory, yes.
Okay, if you
Yes.
make 60 without hitting menopause, you're very
Okay.
you're an outlier.
All right.
But
So
okay.
so
You
if
probably don't know
I'm
how
a
the vagina
man
works,
and I
but it's okay.
put on a wig and I walk around and say I'm a woman, am I a woman now?
Well, if that's what you do in your private time, I accept
that are
you.
really
I accept
silly and
you.
foolish.
I accept
But the
you.
question will actually be engaged.
If you do that,
that's an engaging question.
Do you pull your own hair when
that
you do that?
liberals all over the country are debating about. If I put on a pink wig,
When you don't let people
does that
talk,
make me a
when
woman?
when you don't let people talk, then it's really easy to keep on like yelling and rambling.
Yeah.
And
just
Cam,
don't-
research
just
and
don't-
chat. We're not moving on. This is great conversation. Sorry, Cam. This is politics, Cam. This is what people vote on, and I want people to see this psychopath talking and yelling over me for 25 minutes straight. Okay, so
I'm trying to let people see the guy that can't answer a question. Can men get pregnant? You still haven't answered the question, by the way.
you haven't let me talk yet. To be fair, you just yelled over me.
Can men get pregnant? There's only one response that's not foolish. It's a simple 2-letter word in the English language. Maybe you've heard of it.
So we can ask
Backwards
you,
is spelled-
like,
backwards is
can
spelled
two
O-N.
men get married, and you'd say that's illegal. So like, that's not good. You couldn't answer the yes or no question. It's more complicated, right? So, like, can you okay, you're very sassy. You're a very sassy feminine man. I know I might sound like a twink, but you are one. Like, it's actually crazy how much of a baby you are. Holy
You're the name
shit.
calling.
Like
The baby.
okay, so calm for a second. Calm for a second.
Just,
You sound so sassy. Just let me talk for a second.
your antics have
Stop
don't
being
have
sassy.
any
I don't have
effect on me.
antics.
I am
I'm
50
not.
years
Dude,
old,
I'm
and I'm
not
cool.
codename Kids Next
I don't
Door.
even know what
I'm
you're
not
talking about. You
Scooby
still
Doo.
won't answer the question.
I'm not in Scooby Doo revealing like I don't have antics. Just let me speak for 5 seconds.
They're antics, sir. You
Calm
have
down.
antics because you won't answer a
Calm.
question.
You won't let me talk.
Go ahead. Can men get pregnant?
I guarantee you're gonna interrupt me. Okay, females get pregnant, males don't get pregnant. That is the typical linear progression of the linear idolatry.
All right. So you threw the word typical in there. You used the adjective typical. That's we don't need that. We don't
Not
need
all women can
typical.
get pregnant. Not all men can get women pregnant. Some men are infertile, some women are infertile, or some men can't be whatever.
Oh, here we go.
That is
So now
objectively true.
now we're changing.
I thought
up
we were
the
saying
birds
yes or
and
no
the bees.
questions. Yeah, you don't know how. I know you don't know how that shit works.
The
but
birds and the bees have now become,
it's not clever. Do you think a woman who's some women just
butterflies and-
can't have children, right?
Here's the thing, sir. Here's the thing.
I answered your
The
question very
answer-
directly. Now we can talk about
You
trans
did
people
not,
too.
sir.
We can talk about trans people too.
Men, here's the question: can men get pregnant?
I
You
said
have two
females
options.
get pregnant, men don't get pregnant, and
You
I said
said you're not-
typically because some females can't get
Oh,
pregnant once they go
the-
through menopause,
Okay. Okay.
or
Are
just because they
trans
can't get
men-
pregnant for other reasons.
Are trans men men? These are
Someone
the things,
identifies
sir.
as
Have you ever
trans?
heard of Bill Maher? You ever heard of Bill Maher?
So like you could say, for example, that like, oh well, this person's not biologically male, but I still would respect and identify them as female or as a woman in society. So yeah, I would say I accept trans people.
Listen, okay, believe it or not, we actually have a consensus. Because generally, if someone presents as a female, this is true, I'm being honest here, so we're going to actually have an agreement. Believe it or not, wow. I don't know if you have a bell or something you can ring or do one of your antics that way. But I generally, if someone presents as a female, I refer to them as she or whatever the case may be. If they present as a male, I prefer him as he. However, if you have a full beard, which happens, and your male appendage is clearly present, and you put on a purple wig, I will not call you she. I'm sorry.
I can just
Now,
tell you
if
don't
you
go
ask
outside.
me-
I could just tell you don't go outside very much or talk to people. You're basing all this off Twitter. If you met real people, you'd be a lot less hateful.
No, I don't even have Twitter, sir. Don't mock me.
No,
I
but
don't
like,
have
okay,
Twitter.
so
I'm
like,
50 years old. I don't
like,
even
I
have
know,
social media.
Like, here's the thing,
I don't
though.
have
No,
Twitter.
no,
I don't
on
have
a real
Instagram. I don't have
level, though.
Instacart.
On
I
a
don't
real
have.
level, though. On a real level, though. You literally called me off YouTube Shorts. You're on social media. So
So
like, when it comes
okay,
to
YouTube. Okay, I do have.
okay, but here,
Let me
if
just-
your
can I just be honest? I don't have a
example,
dog in this fight, sir. I don't know you. I have
if
no
your
reason to
example,
lie. I have YouTube.
then you can
Is
at least
that
talk like an
social media?
adult. You can at least talk, yes, it is. Yeah, it's social media.
Okay,
It's
well,
a
I have
common- yeah.
YouTube then. But you said
Okay.
I had X Twitter and.
If you bring
Instagram
up, like
and
for example, if I bring up a white person and I say, oh, a white person, you mean those hillbillies with their necks all sunburned and those gang tattoos, and they're gonna be having a dip in their mouth and trying
Hold
to beat
on,
their
slow
wife.
down. I'm really trying to follow you. I'm serious. I don't mean to interrupt, but I don't understand what are you talking about?
If I say there's a black person and he is a rapper and a thug in the ghetto, and there's a white person and he's on the farm and he's a redneck and he's gonna beat his wife with a wife beater on, and he's gonna have
Those are
dip in his mouth.
stereotypes.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't refer to white people or black people in those ways ever. But you talked about trans people, and your first thing you bring up is like, well, if there's a purple hair wig and they're showing their dick or whatever, like no one thinks that when they think about other people, except freaks like you who are who are anti-marriage equality, because you're anti-freedom in America. You want to just like shit on people you don't like. It's just bullshit.
Sure.
All right,
That's how you,
who else is gonna call in? Let's see, who else are we going for? People are loud, bro. Hope he has a beautiful night. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for 5 months, Jordan. Remember, boys and girls, condoms are a solution to the symptom, not a cure-all. Accidents can and will happen. Thank you, Jordan, for the public health announcement. Another one, Jocelyn. Thank you so much for a supporter tier. Yeah, thank you for channel memberships are $3 starting tier. Really appreciate it. If you can donate to Jolah Politics and Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Call from.
No,
Jack.
don't say it. Hello.
How's it going?
It's going down, 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 and a burning ring of fire. Let it burn. You know that song?
That's like Johnny Cash, right?
It is Johnny Cash.
Yeah, good shit.
Good.
All right, man. Well, I guess I'll get to the point. I voted for Trump twice. I do not support him now. I think you mentioned several really good points earlier about broken promises. I voted for him primarily because I was worried about, escalation of global tension and whatnot. And, he didn't find a resolution to the war in Ukraine. Again, a lot easier said than
got
done.
worse.
But he did. Exactly. And he completely. We could talk about that. Probably be in agreement. And the genocide in Gaza. He did absolutely nothing for that. But
yeah.
And then Iran. But
he
one
made that
thing I
worse
will
too.
say- yeah, exactly. I definitely was trying to choose the lesser of two evils in that case. I'm not under any sort of reverse TDS where I make apologies for the man. What I will say though is that if I could go off of the headline of the thing, it's calling Trump like Dictator Trump. It seems like the connotation at least is that he's self-directed. And frankly, I think he's more of a puppet rather than anything. He might make impulsive decisions that don't really matter, of signing executive orders on, culture war issues like you guys were talking about in the last call, which I don't really want to delve into because it doesn't seem that interesting. But ultimately, he's a sellout to the Israel lobby. He's a sellout probably to arms manufacturers.
Well, he's a sellout to everyone.
Yeah, exactly. But
private prison
say,
complex.
I would say, though, that I feel like what's really happening here is that we're getting ping-ponged between two sides that are ultimately giving us the same exact outcome. And I sincerely doubt that the alternative, Kamala Harris or virtually anyone on the Democratic ticket that they could have put up, would have been a better alternative. And, if you want to talk about specific issues that we probably disagree on, it could be about migration, most likely. It could, I'm trying to think about what else other than just it would probably be migration. I think that
There's many things Trump does where I would say that Democrats are 100% better, and they do have different philosophies, and there's reasons the parties are different from each other. And I'd say Democrats are better because of the people who vote for them, pressure them to do good things. The Republicans just pressure Trump to be hard on immigrants and to do a bunch of entertaining around deep state issues.
It's scapegoating.
Yeah, and that's why Epstein.
Yeah.
The only thing with Epstein, if hardcore Trumpers looked into anything Trump said with even 1% of the interest that they do Epstein, they'd be mad about other things too. The Medicaid cuts are going to attack Americans, and that's 17 million people, 17 million Americans who are going to be without healthcare insurance because of Trump, and 300 rural hospitals that are going to close down. Now, Harris and Biden were actually reducing prescription drug costs, and now Trump is shutting down rural hospitals and cutting healthcare. So there's huge differences in areas like that. On the dictator topic, Trump with CBS, he got them to fire their lead producer for 60 Minutes. He is a main reason that the Colbert Report is getting canceled as well. I don't watch that show, but I still don't want the president celebrating that because CBS wants to merge and get bought out by that one Skydance company, Paramount, Paramount and CBS. ABC settled for a bullshit lawsuit, and CBS and ABC both settled for like $16 million for Trump, gave him free money on completely dead cases that Trump was going to lose easily. And Trump is threatening broadcasting licenses if they don't settle and give Trump personal money to his pockets. And that's not even getting into the tariffs or the cryptocurrency, but that has never happened before in American history. That is pure new corruption. He is the most corrupt president I've ever seen in modern history. Maybe some 1800s president was worse. I don't know.
Well, I certainly think it is the most thinly veiled. And I would totally agree that what you just mentioned are indicators of complete demagoguery. I mean, you talk about his crypto scam against his own supporters. I mean, the guy's a scumbag. But I think I would say, though, that I don't know if this is the most interesting topic we could talk about, but I definitely believe that media censorship and attacks on the media and, unbounded use of executive authority that doesn't actually exist for those sorts of things was definitely used by previous administrations. I think it was probably done and targeted against smaller media platforms and individuals that had a much smaller footprint. And I think there was a lot of corporate, there's a lot of corporate consensus on issues that we probably agree about.
We just don't have the evidence, man. We just don't have the evidence. Like the AP News, Trump banned AP News from the White House press room because they didn't call the Gulf of America Gulf of America. They called it Gulf of Mexico because that's their international reporting. Like we just don't have any evidence of Democrats or even Republicans. Like Reagan right now would be a cuck liberal to MAGA supporters today. Like the way Reagan talked about immigrants would be considered a soy boy, open borders. Like that's literally what they think about Reagan now. So
I think you're probably right in that sense. I think though, I think there's probably bigger fish to fry than Trump having a tantrum over these media outlets. Because frankly, I think no, you're totally right. And it is bad, and it's a sign for worse things that he's doing as well. But I think ultimately though, I mean, our generation increasingly is gravitating less to traditional media outlets, and it's more of like a show of force to get boomers riled up and think that he's some tough guy cracking down on the woke whatever. It's embarrassing, it's wrong, it's corrupt, sure, but I think if we want to talk about issues like the border, I think that would probably be a good place to start, and maybe we could find some sort of agreement. I don't really know where you stand on it. And then I don't know. I mean, I think tariffs are probably pretty horrible. I mean, they did post a budget surplus, which I was shocked by because I thought it was
for 1 month.
Result in much. Yeah, for 1 month. Yeah,
but that's how they do collections, though. So like the revenue from taxes only they hit certain months. So like it's gonna look good for 1 month, but that's a huge tax increase on the American people. The biggest tax increase from a president unilaterally in American history.
Yes, totally right.
But no one cares because like it's how you package it.
Yeah, and I think Trump supporters and listen, I was with you guys, voted for the guy twice. What happened when he put those tariffs on in April was the dollar index fell against other currencies and the bond market interest rates went up. And this is the guy talking about how he wants to lower interest rates. So what that means when yields rise, the currency also goes up and does better. We could get into the economic reasons, financial reasons for that. But what that is a sign of is capital fleeing our country. Mm-hmm. And it's American capital fleeing our country. So it's people in America with a lot of money that are divesting of America. They're not investing in America. They're taking their capital and they're putting it in emerging markets.
Other countries too would sell out. They wouldn't want to buy any more treasury bonds. And also when Trump is using his presidential power for corrupt dealings, when he uses sanctions and other international regulations and he leverages those for his own properties in Syria and Vietnam and Qatar. When Trump and like when he's doing all this stuff that's completely unlawful. The Alien Enemies Act stuff was completely unlawful. That's one of the worst things we've ever done to immigrants in American history. No one gives a shit anymore because everyone's so desensitized from everything. We sent people to get tortured for no reason in El Salvador. People seeking legal asylum in America did no crime, tortured and they laughed about it. They lied about these people. And no one gives a shit about that. And the ICE agents in our communities with masks on and everything and being unidentified. Like the thing with immigration is
Yeah.
did a lot of people come over under Biden? Yes. Was it a huge problem under Biden? No. Immigrants were a huge benefit to America under Biden. The only reason people were angry about immigration is because people like Trump convinced them to be mad, and they didn't like having this perception of they are the scapegoat in society. But our economy is benefiting. American life is benefiting from those immigrants, and that's not to say we shouldn't fix the border
Do you
or
think
fix the immigration
GDP
system.
numbers are a good indicator of economic health? Like, are the
No,
best
when I talk
indicator?
about like when our economy is
Well,
operating at lower than, not always, but when we talk about the overall revenue we can pull from as a country to do good things in the future, it does matter. Our GDP to debt ratio, especially with a high debt, is going to be a huge,
yeah, that's a debt problem,
huge
not a
thing.
GDP problem.
But I'm just saying,
yeah.
immigrants are saving us from our like immigrants alone pay enough in taxes to offset our budget interest, our debt interest per year.
Well, and they also conveniently they juice the GDP numbers. And, that's largely due to obviously increased consumption. You bring in however many millions of people. But what I would say, though, is like that doesn't seem like healthy growth to me. It also induces things like wage suppression. I know it's like a
just
meme
not true.
thing.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just not true.
I know it's a well. Listen,
It's a vibe thing.
If we were, well, I will say it is a meme where people are like they're stealing our jobs, but ultimately we have benefited from suppressed wages and things like agriculture. And then the wages that would also be suppressed, like manufacturing, they've just fled the country entirely. And if Trump wants to onshore manufacturing, he's going to need cheap labor, which he won't get if he's going to remove immigrants.
The evidence we have says that immigration raises American wages. Immigrants raise American wages because Americans do other jobs. So like an American would rather work as a McDonald's.
Industry.
They'd rather work as a McDonald's manager versus a field crop picker. They'd
So,
rather do that 10 times out of 10, or to work on dairy farms or whatever. Like that's 100% the case. But the thing is,
you're right. I mean, it's Americans can then pursue service industry jobs, like in financial services or other higher paying jobs, as opposed to going into manufacturing or menial labor. And that definitely means Americans get better paying jobs, which is kind of funny, though, because then basically you're saying like all the menial labor that goes to these immigrants that we supposedly care about, bringing in as refugees and whatnot. But that's a side point. I think the real point, though, is that we've completely hollowed out our manufacturing base as a result. And that poses a problem that GDP.
That's not the reason.
GDP
That's not the reason, though. That's fake. That's also fake.
What's fake?
Our manufacturing was decisions made by private business owners. Immigrants did not do anything for that to mess that up.
Yeah, but those are induced by the regulatory environment, like trade deals like NAFTA and whatnot. I mean, sure, they're private business owner decisions. I mean, the government, we're not in a command economy. So yeah, but I mean, you can't say though that wasn't induced by regulatory decisions domestically.
I said immigration.
Oh, I thought you were
did not
talking
cause
about
that problem.
the fact that manufacturers and private business owners moving their jobs overseas for manufacturing. I thought you were talking about manufacturing.
Trump won in America because of cultural anxiety and white people being afraid of immigrants replacing them, largely. That's why Trump won. That's why he got a new base of anger on his side. Maybe people could be economically populist like a Bernie Sanders or an AOC, or maybe like another Democrat who uses a strong message against corruption and actually means it. But like people want to be angry. They chose immigrants as the boogeyman. Immigrants have a low crime rate. They're good for America, for the economy. They're good in every possible way, if you really think about it. Illegal immigrants have a lower crime rate than American citizens. Legal immigrants have 1/3 of the crime rate of American citizens. Just when MAGA says they hate immigrants, and you could say it's a problem at the border for sure, but the idea we need to militarize ICE and make a surveillance state to go after these immigrants in America who overstayed visas or who even came here illegally is insane. I would never trade that freedom away for going after one of the most productive things our country has.
I'm very skeptical of the militarization of ICE and even a border wall in general. These sorts of things, they give me some angst. But what I will say is that I think you were mentioning earlier, and a point that I wanted to kind of contest here was talking about, well, yeah, did a lot of people come in illegally under Biden? Was that a problem? Yes. Was it a big problem? And you said no. And what I would say is that I don't think it was a problem. I think it was worse. It was by design. And the reasons for that were, if you look at the DHS head, Alejandro Mayorkas, the previous position that he held before he was in DHS was at an organization called the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, HIAS. And they specialize in basically transporting people from abroad, refugees, into the countries that they want to seek asylum in, or just, it's not even necessarily asylum because it's not vetted, but they help them find jobs in the economy. They help them, they give them English lessons if it's in America, and all things that I think you can be like, well, yeah, that seems good. But you also look at an organization that they partner with pretty extensively, and that's the IOM, and that is the International Organization for Migration, and that's a subgroup in the UN that receives most of its funding through federal tax dollars. And they literally pay for buses of people to come from the Darien Gap on the Panama border to bring immigrants. You're talking about 20,000 people a day from some of the numbers I can see. It's obviously very hazy. And pay for buses for people to come from Central America up to the border with the United States, and they give them debit cards over the course of their travel.
Awesome.
And I think, I mean, what I would say, though, is that, again, maybe we can find agreement. It's not necessarily a glitch. It's more of a feature of the system. The Biden administration clearly wanted to bring in as many people into this country as possible, legally or otherwise.
No, they did not. They did not want to do that. They actively pushed against it.
Can you rebut any of the points that I just brought up then?
Biden had a $2 billion deal where Mexico paid for enhanced border security and surveillance and also checkpoints, and that helped stem the flow of migration in the second half of Biden's final year in 2024. But no one talked about that because it was manufactured to help Trump win.
You know.
But like they still were trying to decrease that. It was the biggest political liability for Democrats in the world. Like they did not want this to happen. Why do you think they encouraged a high number of immigrants?
Why wouldn't he cut that deal with Mexico a few months before he leaves office?
He did, but if you do actual policies
so
instead of being like a dictator.
Because he knew it was a political liability.
No, because if he tried doing a border bill to change
problem.
American laws, but like these things take a long time. If you have a $2 billion deal with Mexico, it takes a long time to do actual policies to fix actual systems. But Trump just like does things as a dictator. He just like he's breaking asylum laws right now.
I agree.
Trump is. Why do you think Democrats wanted higher immigration under Biden, though? Why do you think?
Well, I mean, for the same reasons that we both brought up, which are, in a way, legitimate. You want to juice GDP numbers. You want to have people in this country that, usually they become taxpayers after a period of time. So then, the debt to GDP ratio improves. It allows for, airlines, first of all. If you kind of noticed after Trump got in, airlines saw quite a large hit. And it's because a lot of people were being flown. A lot of airlines were being used, not a majority of their revenue, but people were being flown into the country as refugees. Hotels in New York, like where I live, I work as a mechanical engineer here, and a ton of hotels that would have otherwise gone out of business now have a source of revenue in the form of
That's based. I love that. That's actually really good, though. That's good use of money for immigration. Actually, if you have like people coming in, because that's legal immigration too through the CB1 app, and all the different things they had for that, or to see customs border
CBP1, CBP1, Customs and Border Patrol.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's a good use of
funds. You can actually get it as
actually.
a citizen. Interestingly,
yeah, it's a good use of funds.
When you travel internationally.
Yeah.
I mean,
I understand Americans being mad at people in hotels and stuff, but like immigrants that are there and helping produce in America as well, and people that become citizens. I mean, they're one reason we have roads and bridges as well.
There are, like, I go to church with some people that are actually immigrants, undocumented. Sure, they came in through CBP1, so there's a form of documentation with that. And they usually, like Highest, for instance, the organization that Alejandro Mayorkas was with, they pay for all of their legal fees to get processed and to fight their asylum claims until they can, to stay in the country essentially indefinitely. And I will say that they have all their expenses paid for at taxpayer dollars. So if you want to talk about juicing GDP to debt ratio, it's not going to be good if you're having parasitic losses of giving people $2,000 to $3,000 a month for rent and expenses on top of housing them out of pocket. It's sure. Are there going to be gains to the economy for having more people in the economy? Of course.
None of this. The main thing about Trump right now is just they hate immigrants in America.
Thinking that more immigrants. Well,
no, but like that's not what anyone was saying.
I'm not
but
that.
You're saying they wanted
people,
that. No, there's no evidence to back what you're saying. Like that was the push for. Like, why would Democrats hinder themselves for the elections?
There's no evidence for what?
Why would Democrats give Republicans a political tool in their strongest area on purpose? Like you'd have to think there's a full conspiracy there.
Well,
it just doesn't make any sense.
If I concede on that point, then you would have to concede on your point then that what Biden did in the last few months of his term was exactly to remove that political black eye, which was
Biden tried passing a border bill. Yeah, I mean, But no, but he tried passing a border bill. He got a deal with Mexico. Mexico actually paid for border security under Biden.
You don't actually need to pass a bill for enforcing the law.
Well, no,
I mean,
you
might
do
need to
change asylum
funding for
law.
it.
To do things legally, you do. Trump can do things illegally now because he's not changing any laws. But the border bill would have changed laws on asylum capacity that we don't have
And
right
I would say, interestingly, Trump isn't actually doing. I think what you said earlier, that this is like a dog and pony show with Trump being a demagogue and using immigrants for people to, to gin up the plebs. It's totally true, because he doesn't actually care whether or not immigration cuts off long term, because it came back on immediately under Biden. And why? Because Trump didn't defund the organizations that are funneling people from Panama to the southern border, at like HIAS and IOM. So, Trump's not actually serious about this problem either. I don't think either party is. And this goes back to what I'm saying, that we're being ping-ponged. Like, we actually think that if we get someone in the left or on the right in, that we're going to somehow be better off. And I think ultimately what's happening is that there's an agenda from rich and powerful people to, there's an agenda from rich and powerful people that have bought both parties to
I'm a former Bernie bro, and I think what you're saying is stupid.
Demanufacturalize the United States to suppress wages.
That hurts money for America too. It doesn't even help
stock markets looking great because we can have continued.
Democrats wanted to raise wages and give unions more power. Biden tried giving
to
unions more power to raise their wages as well. Like, Biden helped unions. Biden tried raising taxes on the wealthy. Republicans did not do it. Biden passed the biggest infrastructure investment in American history. He passed the biggest green energy investment in American history. He passed the biggest prescription drug reduction in prices in American history. Biden passed the biggest manufacturing boom in American history through the Chips and Science Act. No Americans gave a shit because they were focused on cultural issues. Biden did all that.
I work
because he's old and he's stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
Americans care about the sparkles and the shine.
I hope you can see, though, that a lot of the concerns are not merely, like a lot of your callers, just being reactionary and stupid and kind of, hate-filled or whatever. But
no, I
think
get that.
Ultimately, what's happened to this country over the past 40 years is irreparable damage, and that has been compounded by the fact that, with mass immigration, it continues to hurt Americans. And
it doesn't hurt Americans, though. Immigration helps America.
Even the immigrants that are coming to this country, it's like they're not getting a wonderful life. I mean, they might have a lot of
then why are they coming? Why are they coming then? Not really.
Trust me, I talk to them.
Legal Haitian immigrants in
several of them.
Ohio. Trump called them savages who eat cats and dogs, and they're here illegally and we're working. That's just not the conversation.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, and.
But even if you think
again,
Trump's
I
better on
know Asian
immigration,
people
Democrats
that
are
came
better on
under-
every other standing as well. You know the thing I said about Biden Biden had less airstrikes in his whole presidency than Trump has already. Like, it's just not even comparable. Trump has driven conflict up around the world, made things worse. Like,
I would love
Trump
to
has
talk
killed
about
taxes for the wealthy.
geopolitics if you wanted.
Trump is giving huge surveillance state contracts to Palantir further than anyone ever was going to go
Yeah,
before.
that's
If
horrible.
anything,
Like,
electing Trump was the
again,
deep
yeah.
state candidate for real. Because, I mean, Democrats
I
to
kind
pass
of
these
agree.
policies,
I
if Democrats,
agree with you.
like, for Democrats to pass these terrible policies, their voters would have been up in arms about cutting Medicaid and decreasing taxes on the wealthy and signing contracts with Elon Musk and Palantir. Democrats would have never let that happen. But you put freaking Trump in there. Oh yeah, you could just hate immigrants all day while he kills America from the inside out.
It's actually an amazing point. I think
You
you're
voted for the
exactly right.
Uniparty. You did it. It's your fault.
Well, I mean, no matter who I voted for, it would have been. I guess what you could, if you could be charitable to me, which maybe I don't deserve. I guess what you could say is that I was hopeful that I would see. I guess one good litmus test would be the situation in Gaza. Like, I was hoping genuinely that he would have stood up to Netanyahu and gotten some sort of, reached some sort of stasis for that situation, even if it wasn't a long-term solution, at least stop the people dying there. And then deregulating AI and these deals with Palantir and things you're talking about. I mean, those were all things that just immediately put a horrible taste in my mouth. Lying that he was going to reduce the deficit when he hasn't done that at all. I mean,
He
it's
increased
very
it by
scary
more
stuff
than
that
any
I really
president in
hope
American
the Trump
history, yeah.
supporters listening will think about. Like, if you voted for Trump, and I did, you actually have to now consider that you got duped. I mean, this guy's clearly, like you just said, he's kind of a deep state candidate, but he's cloaked in something that you're shallow enough to accept as good.
He's worse. He's worse than the most corrupt establishment candidate. Like Republicans wanted him though. They could have let DeSantis have a chance or someone, but you know, I hope Democrats run like John Ossoff from Georgia. I feel like John Ossoff would be if Biden was 10 years younger. If Biden ran against Trump in 2016, Trump would have lost by freaking 15 million votes. It's actually it's crazy. Trump got the most affirmative action, bullshit participation trophy elections of all freaking time, dude. It's crazy.
Which
all right,
adds
man,
to the weirdness. But I want to talk about geopolitics if you want, unless you want to go on to another caller, which I get.
No, just we'll pick one.
Well, we could talk about Russia and Ukraine. I mean, you said that Biden had fewer airstrikes under his administration, but I think that if you want to talk about ruining the freaking debt situation and the financing outcomes for this country, you have to talk about the fact that the United States weaponized the SWIFT payment system and seized $300 billion of Russian assets and then used the interest on those assets that we seized and have frozen to fund a military effort against Russia. And you might think, well, Russia deserved it. Well, who cares if Russia deserved it, because we've now discredited ourselves on the global stage. And that was another reason why I voted for Trump. I was hoping that he could cut deals and not sanction and make it a situation for our debt market where foreign countries don't want to buy our treasuries, like you were talking about earlier.
But
I mean, Trump's
Trump
doing it now
did
with
that.
tariffs.
Biden supporting Ukraine helped America on the global stage. Like it helped free nations want to support America when America helped Ukraine. Like when America pulls back from Ukraine, then Europe has to look away.
Is Europe Europe? They're essentially our vassal states. We pay for their entire defense so that they can have welfare.
Yeah, now we're
states.
destroying our own vassal states, right?
Well, I mean, that tends to be what empires do. If you look at any of them, I mean, if you look at
when
the
they
Roman Republic
collapse
with Saguntum and the Punic Wars, like they're always used as pawns. Like they're never meant to last for any sort of period.
No, but like
time.
we are destroying America. We're destroying America as well. Attacking Mexico and Canada with tariffs and attacking the EU is a Chinese and Russia plan to destabilize. And cryptocurrencies are a plan to destabilize American currency for BRICS countries. And we're falling right into China won the Cold War without doing anything except propaganda. Like they've done this so freaking well. Russia and China won the new Cold War. The communists won. GG's America.
I kind of agree with that, but you got to address my point though. You talk about we've taken our pristine dollar, which was the global reserve currency that is now less than 50% of global reserves, which happened under Biden's term. He seized Russian assets, and then he used the interest on those assets to fund Ukraine to go to war with them. Whether or not that war was justified or not, Putin's a scumbag. Like, I'm not a fan of him at all. But clearly, I don't think there's maybe a worse decision in this century so far, other than that, because it makes the rest of the world seek alternatives to the United States financial system, and that's why you're going to see interest rates keep going up.
But all the numbers that you're talking about is more from cryptocurrencies and global destabilization with BRICS countries, and also just coming back from the pandemic. There's no evidence that doing that with Russian funds or whatever added to any of our issues with
I
our
mean, if you actually
currency.
look at
I just can't
that
see
happened,
anything.
Gold went from sub $2,000.
No, but other things were happening. Like
which is
Russia
the
invaded
largest
Ukraine.
move
There's other
in
reasons
history.
why, BRICS. Once you put sanctions on Russia and you have BRICS, there's gonna be more countries turning away from the U.S. dollar. But it's all by design. And cryptocurrency being a large thing throughout Biden's presidency too. That was a pretty new development over the pandemic. Cryptocurrency, like the Robinhood game stocks and shit, and Doge coin and all that stuff happened over the pandemic. So that destabilized a lot more than anything with Russia did. I fully support arming Ukraine and blowing up Russia.
I sincerely doubt. I mean, you're talking about buyers of our treasury. So what's the better fundament? What's the better base layer or bedrock for the financial system? Is it cryptocurrencies or is it the treasury market? Treasuries don't move much at all. And now you have commercial banks since the seizing of Russian assets sitting on 80% unrealized losses on their treasury portfolios.
You want stability.
Long-duration treasuries.
Crypto is terrible.
No, I totally agree. That's how it should be. But they took the stability and they destroyed it under Biden's
That
term.
wasn't because of Biden and Ukraine and Russia, though. There's no economic analysis or financial analysis. No, that's not at all. There's not enough Russian assets to shake up the currency system whatsoever. The issues with America being the global currency have been. That's why BRICS was made. That's what BRICS was made as a result of this.
BRICS was made 20 years ago.
No,
Okay,
BRICS was made. No, but BRICS was made for
States.
this long-term
No.
goal. Yeah, they used this as a
was
method
made
for it
by
through the
Vanguard
pandemic and with
or
cryptocurrency
BlackRock,
as well.
I think it was like you're right. You're very right.
This
but
is
it
all
was
BRICS
actually
plan. It
made
has
within
been
the United
forever.
States. It was just, well, you're right. They're building alternatives, but we gave them every reason to build more
We didn't. No, but
alternatives
like
sooner.
we
and
were never.
we took
I
states
just
on the
don't agree with
periphery,
that.
like
Russia and
Indonesia,
China,
took
we're gonna do it
states-
regardless.
So Indonesia has like almost 300 million people, and we took states on the periphery like them, and we're now mobilizing them into BRICS because we've weaponized our currency. And that's
It's actually
something that Biden
no. That's
started,
it's
and that
unavoidable.
no
it's
other president
unavoidable.
has started.
That is unavoidable.
No,
All of
it's
that is
not.
unavoidable.
It's truly
Once
not.
once Russia presses the issue and China presses the issue, there's no way to avoid that issue. But that's why we have to be closer with
Avoid
allies and,
seizing
and the
assets
European Union and
through the SWIFT payment
Canada and
system.
Mexico
I think
as
that
well.
was very avoidable.
That was
Seizing-
you are just saying this without any.
undermining the entire
You have no
financial
evidence
system of
behind
the
this at all.
planet
You have
is
no evidence
avoidable.
at all. You have no evidence on this at all.
No, I
That's
mean,
not,
I think
that's not what's
everything I
undermining
said,
that.
you could
You're the
look
only
up. I mean,
person
do
I've
you want
ever.
more evidence?
I
I'll
listen to
give you some.
podcasts from populist left, populist right, centrist, establishment. No one has ever made that
I don't
argument.
listen to any podcast.
I know,
so
I could
maybe
tell
that's
because
the problem.
no one ever made that. Okay.
I mean,
All right, well, you
it's-
could have your
it's-
own theory that no one agrees with, and you could be in the corner and have a good time with
I
it.
would sincerely recommend that your subscribers and people listening, and I was hoping that you could try to hear me out on this, but do you dispute though that the assets were seized through SWIFT, or do you just think that was like that didn't seizing
There's
300
just
billion
no evidence there's any
dollars
impact.
doesn't
No.
that doesn't have any, so the treasury market imploding and the price
That
of
was already-
precious metals and alternatives
already happening.
like Bitcoin and those sorts of things exploding right after we seize those assets. You don't think
That was
that's
already
a good
happening.
correlation?
That was
you
already
want
happening.
a causatory channel? Because I can give you that.
It was already
And the
happening. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good night. I'll be back tomorrow, most likely. Thank you for joining me. Join Discord, Jolah Politics, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Look at my channel. Do you like my new logos at all? Why do people call into my channel with the dumbest argument? Actually, after seeing that Destiny Peace Go debate last night, I don't think I could have any dumber conversations. I think that's the peak dumb. That's the dumbest you can possibly have a conversation. Like the dumbest possible conversation you can have ever. So thank you, Sri. Wait. Thank you, Sri. I forgot. Thank you, Sri and Kagan. Thank you for $5 on Cash App. Thank you so much, both of you. You said a bell or some shit to ring. Thank you for a bell or some shit to ring. Sri said nothing. Thank you. Appreciate you. Sub only mode, please. When? Why? Tomorrow? Oh, I'm just too tired. You were talking over me a little bit the whole conversation. It wasn't bad, but I'm just tired. I gotta go to bed. You're good, man. I just gotta go to bed sometimes. Join Discord. There's people talking in there right now if you want to have a conversation. I just gotta go. I'm sorry. My head hurts. I need my cereal. I appreciate everyone that called in. I appreciate everyone that's watching. Definitely feel free to call back in again. Join Discord. It's in my video description, my channel description. You can join those to come and chat with us. Yeah, join Discord. Hopefully I can see you there. Thank you for watching. Have a good night, guys. Thank you. I'd go with a steal your face. Oh. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Cam. Thank you, Sims. Thank you. Thank you, Corey. For $2. Corey, thank you. But have you considered we're in a culture war? That guy was nuts. We are in a culture war. I'm like, do you think gay people should be able to get married? We are in a culture war. Do you not get it? This is why the left loses. That should be a good clip if I actually knew how to edit. Thank you. That call was crazy. That was a good one, though. That conversation is underrated. I'm not going to lie. I wish my channel was bigger so more people could see it. That conversation is a good one for, yeah, I don't know. On all the highways, there's Tim Pool advertisements near me. Every highway has a Tim Pool advertisement. Calling him ma'am had me. Oh, man. Good combo. How does my microphone sound? I changed the settings a little bit on the microphone to see if I can make it sound a little better. Is it consistent? Is the sound level good? Am I hitting my level for the audio good? I tried taking down the bass a little bit to make it a little bit less where is it? Wait, let me go to my stream quick. I'm talking. Pisco's streaming. I'm ignoring Pisco because I'm annoyed. He hasn't been. I'm talking. Pisco's streaming. I'm ignoring Pisco because I'm annoyed. I'm still peeking? What do you mean peeking? Like clipping into the red? I'm hitting the red right now. Red. Hey! If I talk this loud, I barely hit the red on my microphone. If I talk this far away, I hit in a good range. This far away. Yeah, tell Pisco I'm mad at him. Okay, go to Pisco's stream and say I'm mad at him. And say he lost to Destiny badly. Unironically, got toasted. Terrible conversation. Not gonna lie. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Have a good night. Appreciate it. You're not supposed to be doing that. Well, I am fine. It's good enough. How do you know I'm peaking anyway? Like right now it's staying in the right limit if I'm this far away from the microphone. But I bet I don't sound as good this far away. I assume I don't. I assume microphone. But I bet I don't sound as good this far away. I assume I don't. That sounds fine. Gay. I assume microphone. But I bet I don't sound as good this far away. I assume I don't. That sounds fine. Gay. Alright, that sounds good. Alright, have a good night, guys. Goodbye. Good night. Good night.